a little. So, for example, in this friend's case, there's something like this right now. I don't know what this is or this is, but I'm in a state of wondering if I should express something or say something. Dome. There's an effect, right? That's the effect I'm trying to achieve. I just push this part here into the universe, darkly, and here, by saying, "Ides," I express it only with an effect that feels like the sky is splitting open. You could have intentionally left everything out here and made it look like you only had effects here. If you look for directing hair, there are a lot of things like 4 to 8 angles. Don't do that, just thin it out. If not just 1 or 2, then 3 or 4 angles. Start with thin ones. Do you know what I mean? Don't do something overly complicated like 4 directions, 8 directions, and just finish it. That's the most important thing. And you want to do Project Sakai, right? Then, Project Sakai will have its own design codes, unique to that world.
I'm finally early. Well, I'm finally
Just
late.
do that. I'm sorry to say this, but don't try to do some kind of medieval fantasy that doesn't go around in circles. Don't try to do some kind of live action that doesn't go around in circles. Just do one thing. People who don't have a lot of time, money, or energy should focus on just one thing. Just one thing. You're a newbie. There's no way a newbie can be good at both this and that. The chances of doing this MMO and that MMO are much higher. So, it's better to just do one thing. Of course, there are those who are good at this and that. That's not you and me. We just have to sell our luck. That's just safe. There are people like that. Among those who prepare for the original work, if you draw a little well, everyone knows. Only 1 or 2 come out a year. Are you me or me? Not you or me. Anyway, why is completion important? Another illusion you have is a portfolio. You have a huge illusion about the word portfolio. Your personal work is your portfolio. But this isn't a portfolio. It's just a personal work, a practice piece.
Watch the caps.
So it's not
Don't use too much caps.
It's like that. You can never have a portfolio.
I should just turn that off.
If you have a portfolio forever, you can't compose. There are so many personal pieces in terms of form, so just pick a few that are good and use them as a portfolio. Just do your best work in everyday life, everyone. Do your best in everyday life. Oh, but I know. What's the point of doing this? I can't do this. After hearing teacher Liz's strong words, I'll improve myself. I'll become a better person. Starting tomorrow. It's kind of like this. I know. Sorry. The picture is already different? Do you know why it looks different, everyone? This person organized it a little less, and I organized it a little more. That's why it looks different.
Hold on.
This kind of feeling. Wouldn't it be okay to do it like this? You know what I mean? This is the light. If I want to try something here, I can add a silver light source, a little blue light source. Like this. And this kind of effect is worth it. Just look for it and you'll find a lot. Yes. Complete whatever you want and do this. In the middle, you gave me another picture like this. I think it's not about the picture itself, but about you all needing to find your own direction. I think that was a little more important, and as for this drawing, as I said before, I'll just do as much as I can. I hope that helps.
Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to see something. Oh, where it takes... Nope. This filter allows you to time out. Let's see where this goes. We'll see where this takes us. Nope. Because whenever I stop streaming, I just stop. It's just a drawing. Yeah, it's just a drawing. Just a drawing. Like that. It asks for extra detail, so I'm gonna have to put some extra detail. Well, okay, and then curve this here, and then here, and then here. All right, and then like that. All right, very good. Hello. How goes it? Okay. Clean up. Okay, it's near done actually, to be honest. I just need to get the cloth, and then I can actually just do the cloth, the hand, and then the coloring. And that might actually be the fastest part, because I don't have to do a bunch of X, Y, and Z, because the line art has to look as good as possible. All right, let's see what's next on.
You worked on the mini-map, and it
was 2 jobs. The mini-map work involved working on the village's full-scale map. It's
best to filter out everything you've done before and revise everything you've done well. It might not be my style, but what if a company that needs you contacts you?
Of course you should. You draw mini-maps and then you draw EOPark, right? You draw carrots. Could you introduce yourself? Hello, I'm Wet Tissue, a background artist with less than a year of experience and 9 months of experience.
Your name is Wet
Your older
Tissue?
brother is Mr. Water. Yes, that's right, I understand. Mr. Tissue, I'm receiving resumes, but you worked on the mini-map, and it was another job. The mini-map
We
work.
might fill in the drawing.
It's tough, but it's not fun. Of all the things I've done there, it was the most comfortable. I did a lot of it. Things like this, that. Oh, yes, it's exactly like that. It's
really boring. It's
really not fun. Yeah, actually, if you walk around, you'll end up looking like you're on a navigation system. Anyway, I think you can consider this the thing I hate the most. The backgrounds. No, this is someone who's good at drawing waterfalls, but, no. They're asking them to do this and that. I get it, but this is necessary work. So someone has to do it. Yeah.
But this person who's good at drawing puppies and houses, but they're just drawing the ground and this grass, so it's so hard and
Bro's
boring.
name
It's
is
not really fun to talk
literally
about
Wet
things
Tissue.
like that.
That's crazy.
Actually, it's better to say
Wet
things
Tissue.
like, people need this, and I found it a bit better when I did it. This was so much fun. So, the best part is showing that I can have fun doing something no one else has done. Oh, there's some original artwork for object creation. What did you work on in this?
There was a village in that area. I worked on the village's entrance.
From what I saw, it was most likely this, not this.
That's right, that's right.
That's right. You're going to Mei Young Man now. You think we
Gotta
do
get
this,
those
right?
faces
Like,
in,
oh,
bro. You
we
gotta
decorate the
practice
house
those
really
faces.
elegantly, right? But what we actually do is more like this. Yes, yes. We end up drawing a lot of this, right? Like this. If you were to draw something like a tree laid out under the floor like this, you'd have to consider the purpose, the green level, and the light and shade values inside. But that's what the background is for. But at first glance, it's just an object laid out. I put the smaller ones a little further in and brought the larger ones out. If you look at this one, the composition is slightly off. I intentionally placed the objects like this. It should be like this. The arrangement is very good. The most important thing to do for smooth light distribution is to simply arrange the simple boxes. I think that Mr. Water Tissue is very good at this. He draws really fancy and fancy. That's not important. Setting up these basic elements well is the most important. Of course, the picture looks a little blurry to me. In reality, you can't freely increase the number of pull-ups. Basically, I divided it into 2 or 3. But it feels like he thought about that and arranged it. That's important. It's more important to arrange the same items well and make it look as if they're not being rotated as much as possible. Wow, there are so many similar props. So you have to be really good at this. You went to an academy. You made that at an academy.
How long did you go? 2 years. So,
Well,
you seem to be a
purchase
really
for
good
Lineart,
prop
huh?
designer. You know how to arrange things well and figure out where they look best. I think I'd hire you because of that. Why? But why did you go in as a contract worker? There's no specific reason. It just happened that way. So was there a plan to
Become a contract worker later on? Or was there?
Nothing like that. They just
Hire contract workers on a contract basis. Oh, you worked at your previous company until September, and you haven't applied since then?
Okay.
And you haven't contacted them yet. Other companies only contacted you
Okay,
about the game
okay.
Clash. But what was it about your performance that you found disappointing?
The first company just let it
Okay.
slide without much feedback. Yes, the second one had me doing things like large maps, which wasn't that great, but drawing them was a bit difficult for me. I guess the concept was a bit challenging. The second one was casual. Yes, that's real star cream.
Oh, that must not have been easy. This is completely different
one.
from casual. Honestly, this is a realistic, semi-realistic RPG game, SD. It's completely decorated SD. If you look at it, the person is drawn like this. It's almost a two-headed SD guy. As you know, it's like a person with a big head. This one has a huge roof and a big head. The top is a bit bigger. so it's usually made like an inverted triangle. The same goes for poo, so the feeling is completely different. I think it must have been difficult because of that sense of disconnect.
The first time I drew objects, the second time I drew something like a village, but I think that was a bit difficult. What exactly do you want to do? Casual or semi-realistic? Or doesn't matter? I like both. If it's the same, I'll go for semi-realistic.
Also
Not semi-realistic.
But I don't really get calls from semi-realistic companies because there aren't
Any semi-realistic companies. There aren't.
many semi-realistic companies these days. I think I'll probably go for casual when I get a job next time. You?
Absolutely have to get into casual. There's too much of a semi-realistic bias right now. I think you thought that because I want to go that way, but let's draw something a little cuter. From what I saw, it's a bit weak in terms of ideas.
Right.
At first glance, I thought, oh, this is a really good idea. This is really interesting, and it would be nice if there were some things like that. It's a fishing village where houses are made out of boats. The village concept was that houses were made out of broken boats because there were no trees or anything like that. If you make it a bit more unique like this and draw it with some clear colors, it'll be fine. I did this
Do
too,
you really have
but
that
it would be
issue?
nice to have at least one concept piece. There's no illustration
Drawing
or anything
those
that can
eyes,
show the whole
bro.
scene. It's too focused on the full body. I think just this one would be good. The most important thing is the full body arrangement like this. But if you say, hey, the person drawing is good, you end up looking at other things a little more closely.
Oh, okay.
Now, you can see the child's abilities and such there.
Get that
There's a bit more of a feeling of Si Jun
Trust me,
saying.
solve you a lot
It's
of
good to
problems.
review everything you've done before and
Don't worry
revise
about
everything
doing
you did
traditional
well.
paying all that
Later,
money.
if you find something better, it would be good to replace it a bit. It would be good to slightly raise the level and make it a bit more casual, but from what I see now, this doesn't look like a half star or real life. Then, I think it would be good to try something unique, something from a different game, or maybe even take a lot of concepts from other games and use them as motifs. Backgrounds aren't easy, so it's hard to look at other people's work. You always see characters, so it's not easy to find reference materials. There are a lot of talented people in China. If you look at ArtStation, yes. If you keep referencing them like you're doing now, you should be able to do it. I think you shouldn't go too far with silhouettes, but try to define the outer lines
Nah,
a bit. It
I'm not gonna
seems
do
like
that.
you were trying to make it too neutral. You.
Created it in Blender, adjusted the shading, and used a magic wand to do it. That's why you make it so quickly. It would also be nice to have something like a car that you can show off in Blender. Do you tend to be particular about the size of the company you want to work for? Or do you say, I don't mind going anywhere? What are your
should
thoughts
just
on
do the
becoming a
outline of
full-time
this.
employee? But for me, a project I like is the most.
Important. It.
Doesn't
Yeah, I'm
matter
just gonna
how
have
big
to
or small
outline
it
it.
is, as long as I can draw something I like. What if a company that doesn't quite fit my style but needs me contacts me? Of course I should go.
Oh, of course I should. Okay, that's the answer I wanted. I don't think now is the time to be critical. Actually, I think you should check a little during the interview to see if I can do well here. Oh, you
Nope.
didn't pass this.
Don't
What were you
need to.
planning to do?
I
From
don't
a
think I'll
background
do
artist's
that.
perspective, what level of background do you think you'd like?
80 points. 80 points.
80
okay,
points.
well, it's not like I can't do it, but I don't think you're going to give it 100 points.
Okay.
So, you used words that weren't too formal, not offensive, and not swear words, and you conveyed it in a very natural way. Oh, it's really good. Well, you don't really need to do anything interview related. I think it would be good if you could show us something that appeals to you a little bit as a final touch.
Use pretty colors. But that's not really what the old falls were like. If you want to highlight that, you need to change it now. You could have made the colors a little brighter with what you did before. If it looks more natural, it would be okay to just change it and leave it alone. Anyway, I saw that desert earlier and the colors are really pretty. If it feels like an academy, the reason is because the saturation is a bit low or you're trying to sell it with too much detail. You need
Yeah,
to
this
give me
is a
some
way better
reason
idea.
or possibility to be
Just
hired
knock it
by
out
this
this way
company.
faster.
Justification. Back then, the 3D was used to make the shapes clear, so it's a bit hard to say it was good. Oh, that's a performance that can be achieved because I know how to use 3D well. So you can just say that I can use 3D to show the formal aspects without making too many mistakes or misalignments, right? If you look at the enemy layout, it's really good. Yes, it would be good if you could tell me up to that point. If I were to take on a project like this, I would definitely consider picking Multiswenium, but we don't have Tio right now. He seems to be a really good person, and he's definitely on a different level from Shin Jun Sang. I think it would be good to work a little harder and upgrade your folder. Be a little more confident and continue to develop yourself, and your
I
descriptive
tell you
skills
something,
in
color
such a
theory is a bitch. I tell you something. Color theory. Color theory. Alright, let's move on from this, because, like, it's a little bit, it's just kind of yappy yap. So, I like the information he's giving, but it's like, let me see here, first skills. Oh! Thank you for the dollars. I appreciate it. Thank you for that. Official, I do appreciate it. Thank you, my dude. Thank you. Didn't see that. Thank you for the dono. Sorry I didn't say anything. I didn't see it. I don't get notifications in my ear, so I'm so like locked into what I'm doing. Let me see. Fans are crash out or burn after marry her childhood friend. I don't care about that. How to make illustrations in clips do you paint? Is this in English?
I want to draw a large human figure, but when I enlarge the task, a problem arises.
I don't really use. I never use the Clip Studio Paint features because I don't really think they're all important. In my opinion, I think just doing it the traditional way is way better in the long run. But I know some people actually like using the features that it has, like the model feature. I don't have that feature because I didn't upgrade it. I can, but if I do, I have to pay a subscription, and I'm not doing none of that. So, like, I'm not demonizing anyone who uses it, but like, it's a tool. But like, I like to do things traditionally as best as I can if I can.
Beyond the center grid line.
Even if I'm doing digitally.
I need to calculate it now.
Hello, this is Lao Academy, an artistry space that is beyond offline today.
Okay.
Wow, this seminar will be very helpful to those who use Clip Studio.
Right.
There are many tools that can be used to draw illustrations, such as 3D human figures and perspective guidelines. Many people are not sure how to utilize them.
Aw, thank you.
So, we will invite our artist Beamdoll to teach us how to actively utilize these tools to draw illustrations with a sense of light.
If I got that dono, I'll buy a brand new phone so you guys can see way better than you're seeing now. Because this phone is literally losing it. Yesterday it turned off on stream because it got too hot. That's just an indication that it's getting old. Ugh. Toe jam? Say like toe jam. Toe jam. It smells like toe jam. Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Hello, artist. This is a Rode INF.
I'm working on an iPad. So, I hope you understand that the screen ratio is a little different than usual.
Right.
Can we get started? Oh, good. Some people use C Studio a lot, but Photoshop is used a lot for games and things like that.
Make content.
C Studio is also updated a lot, and there are a lot of features that Photoshop doesn't have, or features that are slightly lighter than Photoshop.
Like what I'm doing.
I'm making content as we speak. So I prepared this video.
I'm doing reactions as I do artwork.
A photo using 3D models and various materials. Whether you're framing one person, two people, or three people, the things you need to pay attention to inevitably change. I'll try to help you approach these parts comfortably. You might be thinking, how can I work in 3D when I only work on an iPad?
Nope, I am 30.
But the 3D materials in C Studio are surprisingly lightweight.
I sound young.
To show you some of the models I made.
I have the voice of a 17, 16-year-old. I have the face of a 23, 24-year-old. And I am 30.
I'll show you a 145 centimeters tall model. One of the great advantages of using models in C Studio is that many artists or professionals use external programs to calculate depth. However, C Studio allows you to easily create backlighting on a model you've already placed, and so on.
Believe it or not, I am a millennial.
This significantly reduces the difficulty level. Rather than having to learn multiple programs, you can do it all in one, which is a huge advantage. Now, using 3D, there's a powerful feature.
I'm finishing off finally finishing up the line art for the Warhammer 40K commission that we was working on.
This way, you can adjust the shading step by step and bring out the details of the parts. If you click OK, if there's anything you don't like, you can just make a few minor adjustments. You can increase or decrease the line thickness. So, the advantage is that you can adjust the thickness of the line to match the pen lines you usually use.
Okay.
If you color here, you can put this color down, and after selecting only the depth of the tone output in 3D, the two-tone is applied right away. You can apply the results
we're about to finish off. I'm closing everything up, so
in my case,
once I do the coloring, it won't be that big of a deal.
I end up using things like ventilation and shields a lot. Those resources are actually too necessary if you draw them every time.
Nah.
They also sell models for a fee on places like Pixabboss. I can show you the models I purchased. You can also purchase and use models made by other people like this. The important thing is that I think that
Aw,
simply
okay.
lowering the level of
I got your
difficulty I can
lyrics.
draw it is very effective. So I buy and use most of the difficult materials or 3D models.
It's alright, do your thing. I
For
understand.
models like mine, if you purchase the Colossus
People
course,
get
which
busy.
will open in June,
I'm okay.
we'll distribute
It's
them
alright.
through the course.
I'm just
So
appreciate
far,
that you
I've
came
shown
in
you why to
today.
use Klee Studio 3D and what its advantages are. I'll show you the basic settings. I'll introduce some useful free assets. First, there's a free asset that lets you quickly check perspectives.
Yee.
From Cristio Assets, there's something called the only perspective grid you need. You can purchase a 1-point perspective and cover almost all perspectives, from 2-point perspectives to 3-point perspectives. If you receive this, you can insert the data into a model you've purchased or imported. If you click the middle icon and drag and drop, you'll get a perspective view of an existing best turn 3D model. When you load the model like this, since the model doesn't have any lighting effects applied, only the shadows on the floor will move. If you turn on the fly light source below, you can check the light source like this. This is a recently updated feature.
It's technically my
It can now
VTuber
calculate shadows from overlapping objects, such as face shadows and pale shadows. So, let's overlap the arms like this in an X shape. Now, do you see what's underneath the arm shadow? Here, at the bottom, it can also calculate overlapping shadows between objects in advance. So when you have a lot of complex overlapping objects, it can be difficult to depict the shadows. Klee Studio takes care of it for you. You can also apply perspective to some extent. For example, I'll show you this in 1-point perspective.
I don't know about that.
Just
Me
slide
being
the
funny?
axis all the way
I
to the
don't
right
know.
and place vanishing points
I
here and
don't
there on both ends.
know. But if you think I'm funny, that's
You
a
can then
win.
rotate the model. This will change the angle from which the perspective figure is looking.
Yeah, always in my
It's
street.
applied
Let's
more
go.
dynamically.
Let's
By
go,
changing
bro.
the character's position,
Let's go.
the character's proximity
I
is also
appreciate it.
well
Thank you.
placed.
Thanks for being in my
Chris
streams.
here
I really
displays
do
models
appreciate
off
it.
screen like this.
I'm not saying
So,
that because
I
I sound like a
sometimes
robot.
arrange
I'm
them
dead
like
serious.
this.
I'm
However,
happy
when I
for
bring
that.
the character closer, it
Trying to
suddenly
bring
turns
people into
black
the
like
streams
this. This is
best as
because
I
the option value is
can.
applied incorrectly. If you click on the preferences render settings at
Best
the
as I
bottom,
can,
there's
bro.
something called clipping plan.
Clipping clan?
Now, uncheck this option and set the near plan value to 1. No matter
These
how
lines are
close
not
an
good.
object gets, it will no longer disappear.
Okay.
If I show you a picture I drew recently, you can see that there are a lot of people on the screen. When drawing a picture like this, how do you initially compose it? I start by arranging the 3D like this.
Yeah.
So, after completing the 3D arrangement like this, I draw the characters one by one.
Okay.
The characters can't overlap. It's really good to slightly divide them into steps, like stairs, so that each character is one step ahead of the other to create a sense
What
of
are you
space.
doing?
With 3D, it reduces
Lies!
the positions of the characters are precisely calculated in 3D. So, if you take out the characters, the hidden parts of the characters are drawn like this. When you look at the 3D data, you can see that the parts will be hidden anyway. So, there's no need to draw them. So, this way, you can reduce
if you
the
think I'm
workload
funny,
a bit.
that's a win on my
And now,
behalf.
let's talk about
That's a big
perspective.
win.
I was able to complete this not because I'm exceptionally skilled, but because I utilized 3D.
I don't
Just
know. I
conveniently
don't.
apply
I
the
don't know
perspective.
how I feel when using a model to do the trace. You're technically just tracing using a model that's right up there. Like, I don't know. It's a weird gray area because I understand why they do this because they need to save time because they probably have projects they need to get done and deadlines, and I get it. I understand, but like, I don't know. This. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like I don't know how to like, you know. You draw on the floor.
In 3D and
You
draw on
draw on
top
the
of it, so you don't have to calculate the difficult perspective greatly.
Aw. I draw on the
Some
floor.
people now open multiple program windows to do this work, and there are programs that can overlay each program with transparency. Some people use it to overlap the programs and work.
I
Are
do
you
have
curious
tutorials
about
that's
Halo?
up there you can check
Halo
out
is like
about
this.
how to draw
The
bodies
character
and stuff.
Halo is drawn on a flat surface. Then you can throw this drawn Halo.
Honestly, I don't know because I never use the models. I do everything traditionally and I use my mind's eye, so I can't really tell you. But I understand why they do this because, especially if you're like, in the gaming industry, and if I'm correct, I think that's Blue Archive, I think. So I'm assuming that they have to like save time. So since it's like Blue Archive, they have to like use these models to speed up the process so they can get their deadlines done. So I can get that, but like, I don't know.
into 3D. So, if you do the 3D layout, you can see that the halo is also floated like this and you draw the Hojai directly.
It's weird.
It seems like you actively use the program to work like this. Do you try it right away whenever there is an update? I do that. In fact, around November of last year, CTU added a normal map function. If you have a 2D plane,
Alright, I
you can
appreciate
change
it, miss.
depth into
I
with a
do
blue
appreciate
screen.
it.
It recognizes the depth data and automatically calculates the thickness of the flat
Then
surface.
their parents failed them. I don't give a damn.
Since that feature was added, I think I've actually used it in quite
That's
a few
not my
drawings.
problem.
Using a normal map, if you look at the normal map on the right,
Then their
you'll
parents
see
failed
something
them.
called pavestone mixed in.
Because if a
If
3-year-old's
you
in
search
here,
for it and
3-year-olds
apply
don't
it,
even pay
you'll
attention
see
to
a
anything.
subtle improvement in the texture.
Well, they probably do. But then
Some
again,
may
it's
work
like,
in the
that's not
latest
my problem.
version, while
That's the
others may
parents'
not.
problem. They should be watching their kid.
Dot.
I don't think
There are
most
paid
3-year-olds know
packages
how to
and
work
monthly
a
subscriptions.
phone, much less pay attention to what's on the phone.
If you use the monthly subscription plan, you can use the creeps feature first. However, the
I think I
normal
failed
map
my
feature
kid if
may
I'm
not
not
be
watching them
available,
when they're on
as it's a
YouTube.
recent release. For those who purchased the package, I forgot to mention it earlier, so I'll move on. Now, in part 2, I'll talk about composition based on what we learned in part 1. This is a feature I've been using for a while. Creating a grid on the screen. I divide the screen
I
into
don't think
9
most
sections to
3-year-olds
determine the
can
composition,
comprehend
and then
certain
I add
things, so
3D.
that's not even going to be a big
If you
problem
look at the
anyway.
screen, you'll see overlapping points. These are key. Points where you can focus your gaze. The most important area is the
Oh,
square space in the center,
the points in
surrounded
the
by this
center,
point.
right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is the area that best
No, you
captures
gotta
the
pay for
eye.
that. I don't
How do
do
you
free
make this
work,
area
sorry.
more important?
I don't do free requests. You gotta
Question
pay
mark.
for that.
If you
but-
divide this area, this area, this
Pay for
area, and this area will become important, right? Now, I'll explain how to utilize this by arranging the elements in 3D.
Okay.
If you arrange the figures like this, you'll see the grid. But now, when you look at them, they're too small. I want to draw a large figure, but when I zoom in, this is where the problem starts. I want to draw a single figure, but the
Undertale's
face
alright.
is off the center grid line.
If you're gonna ask me about
In this case,
Deltarune, I
I
don't
need
know
to
anything about
calculate the
Deltarune,
pose.
even though I know it's a
There
prequel
could
to
be many
Undertale.
poses, but let's draw the easiest one.
I don't know shit
This is a
about.
slightly
I don't think
easier
most people
function,
know
and
anything
you can
about
adjust the hands like this.
Deltarune, except people are actually.
So now I need to
into,
separate
like,
the central
Deltarune.
area of the screen. Let's call it the y-axis.
Like, I think a lot of
Now,
people know
if
what
it pops out
Undertale
to
is,
the
but a
front
lot
of
of
the
people
screen,
don't know what
the gaze will be
Deltarune
drawn
is,
much
even though
more
it's
to the center.
Undertale technically.
Like this. Yarakis. When I arrange it like this, if you look at the grid structure, the center contains important damage point
I
information.
don't know anything about Undertale. I don't know its characters. I don't know its story.
I just need to draw the face at the point I deem important on this grid.
Well,
See the
what
point
they're
here?
doing is showing how they get their drawings done in time, I guess, for the game, because it's the game industry. Most of the time when they're doing like videos like this, they're teaching you what they use as a professional, because they need to reach their goals, their deadlines. So they use these tools to speed up the process by using these type of models, and they draw on top of them. So, but I don't have that, and I don't think I'll ever use it. I'm not sure what that means. Let's see, by the way, if you see a
The more
bot
you
on your
align
channel
important
with-
objects and locations on the grid like this,
if you go-
the more the
No,
viewer's
they
attention
won't be able
will
to
be
put
drawn to the screen.
link in here anyway, so.
High angles are also easy to transform in
They
3D.
actually
Once you've
don't put it on the
established the
description.
pose, if you raise the camera all the way up, you get a high angle. But when I raised the angle, the center became empty again.
Okay, I
So,
think that
filling
looks
in that
good
gap
so
is better for
far.
composition. This time, if the
Alright.
cat is slightly stretched out like this, the viewer's attention will be drawn to the
Shit.
center again. This is how you place objects on these empty points on the screen. Now, you'll draw 2 or 3 characters. When drawing one, the character's expression or gesture is
Alright.
important, but from 2 onwards,
this
it's
one
different. You
needs
could call it
to-
the two-person tiki-taka interaction bottle. That's what becomes
The
important.
what?
I'll put a little best friend next to this. The 2 of them are wearing a Gyaru piece. For example, to create a sense of connection with the friend on the right, we intentionally overlap their bodies.
Alright.
This way, we made their relationship more intimate. The second character's
Okay.
face was positioned here. It's perfectly positioned for the key point we were talking about during our explanation.
Right.
The next important thing is to repatch this character so that he's more central. This is why the coverage is slightly different when there's one person versus two. That's how it is for 2 or more people, and I'll discuss 3 or more. First, you need to make the screen wider. For 3 people, the characters need to be smaller. That's because with 3 people, the screen becomes wide enough to include background information. But now, as you can see, with all 3 people standing together, it becomes a bit less interesting. So, in my case, when I'm playing with 3 or more people, I often don't play with one person. There's a huge size difference on the floor. Since there are 3 people, I need to influence the person in the middle.
Then kids shouldn't
What
be
does
on
that
YouTube.
mean?
They should be on YouTube Kids,
It's
not
good
on
to have the
YouTube.
feeling of supporting Kataka.
Something that
For
YouTube
example,
doesn't
if
push
2
for
people are
some
making a V
god-awful
sign toward the
reason.
screen, the third person might be
Stupid.
shyly making a V sign like this. Dot. If that feels a
guess
little
poor
lacking,
parenting.
you can use something like a cat skill. This fills in the empty space. Of course, I'm using a cat for convenience right now, but you can also use something like a bag. So, the point is to fill in the empty space by placing some object. From now on, with 3 or more people, you can think of it as a multi-person composition. The more people there are, the more information there is. When composing a scene, you can assume that the core information is contained within these 3 people. I'm putting them in to fill the empty screen, but the amount of information they have should be influenced by the characters in the center. They should support these characters, but when supporting, their position is important. We have to keep our grid in mind. The characters should be positioned somewhere on this grid. Because of the
Right.
population, the more characters there are, the more interesting it is. First, the most important thing is that if the characters are facing the center of the screen, the gaze will inevitably be drawn to them.
On what?
Just
What
looking
video?
at the main subject in the center of the screen
What video you
creates the
trying to find?
effect of drawing the gaze to the center. And for a more sophisticated feel, it would be good to place 1 or 2 people in the foreground. Now, if you look at the bigger picture, you can see that. To summarize, when the first main subject is alone, it's important to capture emotion. When there are 2 people, it's important
The
to
video
show the
that I'm
interaction
watching is
between the
called-
2 characters. From the 3rd character onward, it would be nice to have
The video that we're watching is called How to Make Illustrations in Clip Studio Paint 15-minute APN EA. I don't know what that means. Tips by Beamtol. Beamtol. And if you still can't find it, it's from the channel called Raum Studio. RAUM space Studio.
have something that reflects the tiki
It has
taka
a
of the
picture
2
of a little
characters. From 3 or more,
kitten or
they'll
cat
supplement
or
the main
something.
information of the 3
A
characters
very
before
poorly
them.
drawn cat.
And how to use a grid. Splitting and arranging the grid. If there's no point in an important part of the grid, you have to fill in the space with something like a cat. I think I can explain that up to that point.
What should I do with this model? Vimto is preparing a Colossus on June 16th, and those who purchase the Colossus will receive this model. Is that right, Saga? Oh, that's right. The model, the grid, and a lot of other resources will be provided. If you purchase it, oh, great. Quote. Could you give us a brief introduction to the class?
I teach from 1 o'clock to 4:30 on Saturdays. And now, as I explained earlier, I'm helping you draw casually, focusing on clean Seja Chaesong. I also host a lot of events related to secondary creation. I'm also helping a lot with Guju. I also help a lot with tips on outsourcing freelance work and such in class. I think you can see that the direction of the class itself is more focused on the individual. And starting in June, I'm planning to offer a weekday class as well. So I'm creating a new class on Friday evenings from 7 to 10:30. So please show a lot of interest.
Thank you so much for
I
your
see
hard
why
work.
you start.
Thank you so
Okay,
much,
I see why they
author.
draw it
Thank
like
you.
this.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Have a
kind
good
of makes
night,
sense now.
everyone. I'll go in. Bye.
All right, no, enough of that. X this out. What we need. Let me see. Go to shorts. Go to shorts. Hit this, and then this. Okay, save. Okay, there we go. And then X this out. Do I need this open? Yes. What I need. Don't need this. 2 months ago. Okay, what was that video I saw the other day? Okay. It was a video. I think it was this one.
Something I've always wanted to try to do is combine 2D and 3D animation. Now Blender allows you to do this.
I don't do
so I went
that
ahead and
crap.
did this animation.
I don't do that pronoun
myself
crap.
how to do it. I watched a ton of tutorials and came up with
That's
a
for you
workflow that
kids.
works for me. But my first rough pass doesn't have all the flashy effects. It
I'm
looks
just
like
a dude,
this. So
nothing
in this
more.
video, we're gonna jump right in how to set that. So
I'm
here
not
we
doing
are
that
in a
crap.
new.
I'm an old head.
If you look at the rough pass, you'll see a cube behind my character.
I think you
I
guys
animated
call me
the
what?
cube
Unk?
first
Is
as
that
a way
Unk?
to plan out the overall
Unk?
shot. But before we get to that, let's
Unk
start by
status.
modeling a simple asteroid. First thing we want to do is go ahead and press tab, and let's hop
It's
over
fine, it's
into
fine.
edit mode.
No, everyone's
Let's
different.
hit this button right here.
You're
so we can
fine.
switch over
I'm
into
just a
edit
dude,
select
nothing
mode.
more, nothing less.
Let's go ahead and hit A to select all. Now look over here at this
Nothing
tool.
less,
You see the knife tool.
bro.
If you hold it down, you'll see bisect. Select that. I love this tool because we can just slice up our cube really easily.
Actually,
and
no.
get-
What I want to look at, what was that one video I was looking at? I think it was a video based on animation. It was an animation video. Where is it? I think I still have it. No, I want to get rid of this. What is this? Alright, let me see.
You've played the games, you've battled it.
Ooh, what is this? What is this? Tell me! What is this? Capcom revealing... Wait, Capcom has his own museum?
in the
That's
tournaments.
crazy.
Now you can get an interactive peek into how the Hadokens are made with the Dai Capcom 10 exhibit at Creative Museum Tokyo.
What?
Let Kaho
That's
Shibuya
crazy.
and Capcom's own Takayuki Nakayama give you a glimpse into some of the
Takayuki
historic,
Nakayama.
surprising, and entertaining technologies behind
Say that 3
Capcom's
times
retro
fast.
and modern classics.
So, as the name says, in Japanese, it is Dai Capcom 10. So, Dai means huge, so it's huge Capcom exhibit.
そのストリートファイターだけじゃなくて、いろんなカプコンのタイトルの資料が一度に集まってるっていう感じなので、まあ、大カプコン展っていう名前になりました。
なかなか海外ではこういったブランドの大きい展示っていうのがないんです
なりました。
これをもうこの大切さというか
なりま
カプコン自体の歴史がどんどん長くなっていって、こういろんな原画とかが残されてて、でそれを皆さんに見てみて
they have to put in
なんか欲しいなっていうのを
subtitles? Can't just read it out for me?
みんなで考えて始まった展示ですね。
これはアイデアはいつ頃から
いや結構前か
Let
ら
me see. It says
まあ
we have
数年みたいなの
we
もあ
are
ります
very
し
attached to these works
まあ
for
ちょっと
sure,
まあ
and they're also
過去の資
how
産をね
we
どんどんどんどん
had these
存在に
originals
使って
okay laying around essentially, and we wanted to give them respect and they deserve, and we also wanted to share the experiences with the game developers, including our
もう一回見
companies.
て学んでもらうっていう意味合いもあって、まあ集め始めたっていうのがまあスタート
Stranger
でそれがこういう形になって
having a
展示できるようになった
stranger.
っていうのがまあ大カプコンというスタートみたいな感じです。原画なんですけど、これ面白いところがあって、この竜の帯に風林火山って書いてあるんですよ。
Oh, you gotta be a student for me to
風
tell
林
you
火山
that
って書い
one,
てあるんですけ
because
ど、
that's
初めて
valuable
書いてある
information. You gotta be a student. You gotta be a student.
英語だとマイティバイソンの
Yeah,
目
be a
が
student.
白いじゃないですか。これも実はこのカラーなんで
I
すよ。
wish I could tell you, but I can't.
で理由がですね、竜とその
It
バイ
won't
ソ
be
ン
fair
が
to my
正
students
面を
or
向
those
け
who
て
ask for those
目
type
線
of
がこう
information.
2つ絵から見られるっていうのが描いてた時にちょっと変だなってデザイナーさんが思ったんで上から目のを塗りつぶしてるんですよ。だからよくこれ原画だから分かるんですけどよく見るとうっすら目が描かれてる。これはだからポスターとかじゃなくて原画を見ると発見できることだったりするから、まあ、こういう点じゃすごく
The annoying thing about these arts things, this can be replicated by stupid AI. That is so crazy.
と今のゲームの作り方の差をちょっとこういう順番で
Yep, I do.
にしてもこういう風に作ってましたよ。これは昔のドット時代ね。
It should, for you to be an art student, you have to be either, you have several ways of doing it. You could be a Patreon member if you want to use Patreon. I give like there's 3 different ways you can do it because most people go with what they want or they're familiar with. There's Patreon, there's YouTube memberships, there's what do you call it? Buy me a coffee. One of those 3. You can pick one of those 3. And you can be a student that way. And then once you're a student, I can answer any question you may want. It's up to you, bro. I think I have a total of like 8 students.
こう 紹
Trying
介
to
し
hit that
Then and
what that
now.
10.
入力すると波動拳出せますんで。
あ、出た。
上手上手。
出た。ありがとうございます。旧バージョンで。
バージョンね。
お願いします。
Oh no, God.
全然
どう
違う。
これは結構ゲームで実際使ってるフェイシャルキャプチャーとかトラッキングを、あと実はこれ iPhone なんですよ。中に入ってるのは iPhone で、それをちょっと簡易的に表現というか体験できる
You're
も
using
のになってる。
iPhone?
ということでね。
まあ、今日キャラクター選んでいただいてよろしいでしょうか。やっぱりいかに自由に。おすすめの
No problem,
色
bro.
を出しても
No problem, bro.
Damn, I look ridiculous here on this.
いろんなキャラクターがいますんで、ぜひ
すご
楽しんでもらえると。あ、ここも面白いのは、今ってそのゲームの表現で、半透明表現っていうのって普通にある。
Charming? Who's charming?
なんだけど、昔
I have no idea who that
難しくて表現として。
Is that Instagram artist or
いろ
something?
んな手法で
Or
半透明を再現してましたっていうところです。
I don't know who that
ドラ
is,
フレインっ
dude.
てこう半透明がない時はこう
I feel like I should know, but then
リア
again I
ルに見え
don't.
るんですけど、
Without transparency.
やっぱキャラクターと違ってエフェクトを
I probably do know who that is, I just don't know their
で
name.
半透明にしちゃうってなったら、当時はその点滅させてオンとオフでやると背景が見えるタイミングとエフェクトが見えるタイミングでこうまるで半透明のように見えるみたいな、こういう努力を当時してました。
Yeah, this is so technical.
ここね、次で言うとね、メッシュって言うんですけど、このグラフィック自体を真ん中
Ah,
抜いて
charming. I should look
半
that
透
up.
明に見えるみたいな、こういう技術
I should look that up, bro. I
ストラ
should
イク
look that
の
up.
ナウもそうですね。これもこうやって
Okay.
点々でやってました。でもう一個、これあんまり使われてない、CPS3 という基盤とかで使われたんですけど、実際に
I'm not even paying attention to this. He's all speaking in Japanese. I'm not reading all that. I'm sorry. I gotta jump out of this. It was interesting at first, but I'm not doing this. I am not doing this. I am not doing this because I don't have time. Okay, let's go to the next video. I can't do it. I would read that if I was paying attention, but I'm too busy doing this, so I can't. Whew. Okay. What is this? Oh, it's one of those. Okay, no. Morning Chaos. Oh, is this the South Park thing?
I'm gonna find you, Kyle. You can't hide from me. I found Cartman. Where are you, Stan? I'm in the car, dude.
Oh, thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. Elena?
Kenny's down. Kenny is down. Hold tight, Kenny.
Or Alana. Sorry, Alana. Sorry.
Run him over.
How you do the gritty on playing autistic playing. I'm not sure what that means. Let me see.
Fellas. Oh, God. Kenny's gonna derail. He's left, not so. This is so awesome. Fellas? Oh, my God. That was so epic. I can't believe how much we low-key pwned you guys. Your team lost. How was that pwnage? Yeah, I said we low-key pwned you guys. That's the low-key part. We didn't win. We're low-key unbeatable. At 10, and then I was all low-key totally taking Kyle down, and then Kenny low-key took Stan out, and our team beat theirs like low-key 50 times in a row. What the hell? Fools! You dare to mock Professor Chaos? You guys never let me play Fortnite with you! Well, that's just because you low-key suck at Fortnite, Butters. Actually, you just suck at Fortnite. It's not even low-key. Silence! You have ignored me for the last time. Now you shall do my bidding.
Okay. Is that the stick? Is that the stick of
The
truth?
stick of truth. Butters, where did you get that? Well, I went to Stark's pond and I swam around looking for it all morning. We threw it in the pond because it's too powerful, Butters. You don't know what that thing is capable of. Oh, yes, I do. With this stick, any wish can become reality. And so now, you guys will play Fortnite with me.
What is his voice? What's that? much are these like these collabs are It is twice. It is twice. They really fun.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Okay. Okay, that's the South Park thing. All right, I see. That's kind of crazy. All right. Okay. All right, let's see what this video is about here. It says here, progress made on AI-powered humanoid robots. We are so cooked. We are so cooked. We're so cooked. Because it's obvious. The reason why they're doing this is because it makes efficiency. I don't like, put it this way. Why would I hire 7 people when who needs a bunch of these different things like healthcare? They can get hurt on the job. I may have to pay them on the job depending on the situation. They could be crazy. They could be having a bad day one day. They may make a mistake and might end their life, or you know, they may have a horrible month. But you're nearing the limit of recorded music. There's no music playing, you moron. Let me see. What the? Anyway, so like they have these different things, right? Oh, someone did let. Guys, if anybody sends a laughing disco. So like they like it's a mix of different things that, you know, companies are looking at, and then if they're like a crazy activist, maybe for like Palestine, or for someone who's like talking about Israel, or someone who's like an environmentalist and wants to prove a point, you know what I'm saying? Or they may have a horrible year and then they just want to, like, I don't know, go Rambo in the place. You know, it's lowering the idea of risk. I understand why they do this, and to be honest, if I was a business person, I probably would do the same damn thing. But like, that's the reason why they're doing it. It's to save money, efficiency, and I don't have to pay them. Let's say what? What do they say exactly? But yeah, that's usually why they do this, because it's efficient, and I don't have to worry. I don't have to give them paid leave. They whether it's like fraternal leave if they're a female or something like that. I think it's fraternal. We don't have to give them pay for like off work or anything like that. None of that. So the robot will forever be working, and that's what it works. That's how it works, like that, all the time. So yeah, it's like that. Hey, Bri, what's up, bud? What you doing, my dude? Yeah, but that's ultimately why the AI thing, it is favorable to most people. And, you know, it's a hard reality to really think, but like this, and then you don't have to worry about DEI programs at all, because that was already a destroying thing, a problem in most companies that made them lose a lot of money. They didn't gain more money, they lost a lot of money and stuff like that. They don't need to hire someone who's black. They don't need to hire someone who's a woman, or both. They don't need to hire someone who's LGBT. They don't have to. They just get the robot. It negates everything. So, you know, they don't have to worry about women saying they're not getting as much pay. They don't have to worry about men saying that, or something about white men or something like that. They don't have to worry about any of that. Why would I even hire any of these people who have all these different problems and issues when I can just literally hire like a robot to do it for me, and he has no thoughts other than what I program in its head, and then it just does what it needs to do and doesn't ask for a break. It doesn't ask for for like, you know, time off or anything. Why not? And then what makes this great is that it makes cost efficiency low. I don't have to pay these people. And it might make things easier on the customer. Well, true, but then again, that's not technically true. They need to at least hire some people. They can't get rid of everyone, because if no one's having a job, you can't buy the stuff, and then all that efficiency goes out the window. So it's kind of like they're shooting themselves in the foot to a degree. So they'll not hire as many people, but they'll hire just enough to say that will be the new DEI. The new DEI will be just having bodies that's on the property, per se, but not enough to say like they're like diverse or anything. The diversity is that they're human. That's pretty much, that is the diversity at that point. You're human? Okay, this is diverse. We're a diverse cast. You know what I'm saying? That's you're a skin suit, organ holding, skeleton breathing thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's the diversity right there. Hey, Moonlight, what's going on? Hey, Crimson, what's going on? Hey.
Pretty crazy.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna be standing around handing everything to the robot. You gotta press a button, and the robot's gonna do everything, and you're gonna stand there. Like, think of yourself as someone who works at like an amusement park or like a water park, and they just stand there and watch people go on the ride, and they just wait and watch, and then when they go on the next person, that's it. Correct. You will be a babysitter. You will be a glorified babysitter at this point. Like, either two things, what's going to happen to humans. If they don't have like what they will have, they'll have flying like Amazon drones that'll be so efficient that they can like one, they'll be more cost efficient, and then they're going to be able to like fly and pick up more heavier stuff. We're going to figure that out eventually. And what's going to happen is either two things. We're going to be in the world of cyberpunk where everything will be, you're going to just be a courier half the time. Majority of everyone's going to be a glorified babysitter, robot babysitter, or you're going to be some type of courier. That's it. I'm gonna miss you. I mean, where you going? Where are you going, Moon? Well, they have to give you a job eventually. There won't be no uprising. I think what's gonna happen is we're going to program it so efficiently stupid in the sense that it's going to do what Ultron did. To protect the human, if I eliminate the human, there's no reason I have to protect the human. So what they'll do is they'll shoot our nuke and just on top of us. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be extremely limited. And then we're gonna run into the idea of universal healthcare or something like that, which I don't think is going to be sustainable at all. Oh, okay. Why are you switching schools for? What's happening? Yeah, it will be, because, like, remember, you're just watching a robot. That's all you're doing. But then again, they have to hire humans, because how they're going to make money if humans still got no money? You know what I'm saying? We can't, like, it's going to shoot itself in the foot. So everyone's going to have a job. It's just going to be so lame. Okay, you do your thing. Okay. Direct match. Okay, I got you. But yeah, I think that's gonna happen. I think what's gonna happen, we're all gonna be couriers, like in it's gonna be three things. We're gonna be couriers, we're gonna be babysitters for the robot, or we're gonna be doing illegal activity just to get by. That's gonna be the most normal thing happening. We're all gonna live in the world of cyberpunk. All the companies are gonna have the. Actually, no, there won't be no need for schools, because now they're saying that they want to put chips in our heads where it just tells us what's what. So, and there's people are gonna be gung ho for that. They don't have to go to school if they have a chip in their head, right? So that's the thing. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna be Deku. I always get that. Everyone says I sound like Deku all the time. Yeah, you're in. Like you're, yeah. Elon Musk wants to put chips in our heads. Yeah, they're gonna put chips in our heads. That's what Elon Musk wanted to do. He said we'll put a chip in your head and stuff like that. He had a whole interview about it, putting chips in people's brains. Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's saying it's the mark of the beast type shit and all that stuff. You're gonna eat the chips. Yeah, he's talked about that. Religious people saying it's the mark of the beast nonsense and blah blah blah. Bro, I'm dead. They are going to put ads in your head, bro. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you, you're gonna be sleeping one day, and then it's gonna hit you with this McDonald's 3-piece chicken in your mind. You can't turn it off while you're asleep. Oh my god. Get the new Taco Supreme 3-piece meal from Taco Bell while you're asleep, like 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh my god, that makes me think of that meme when kids and, well, millennials now my age, like when they wake up at night and you get that commercial. Right? Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. You're not wrong. That's crazy. I know you do, bro. Africa. Africa. Spotify. Get premium. Right? Bro, I know he's happy. You know, these people make learning this right now in my studies. Learning about supervised learning, semi-supervised learning, accuracy. I'm learning this right now for my certification about AI stuff. I said to myself, if I don't like the idea of AI, but then again, if I learn it and learn how to use it, in like a job or something, it'll be less likely you get replaced. Not yet. So sadly, I have to learn this for my certification. We are so fucked. Chat, we are so fucked. Chat, we are fucked. We are fucked. It can do cartwheels, it can jump, it can dance. We are fucked. I don't know what to tell y'all. I really don't know what to tell y'all. We are just fucked. I don't see this AI thing going away anytime soon. The only way AI is gonna go away is we nuke ourselves to Kingdom Come. Like right now, if we threw the nuke today, this will stop. This will stop.
As well with the duck walk.
Sketchbook thingy? Interactive sketchbook.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah. We're gonna die.
This happened.
And then this happened.
Yeah.
Ooh,
we
bro.
love when things like this happen, actually, because it's all... Oh, that was fun.
Damn, bro. Bro. You got folded. You look folded. You look like a lawn chair. Bro, look, yeah, it looks like a Family Guy, like, you know, when they get hit and they hit the ground with their arm over their head. It looks like something from Family Guy. Let's go.
And then this happened.
Yeah. We love when things like this happen, actually, because it's often an opportunity.
Closer to something like Common sense.
Watch, when things get so normalized with robots just walking around on the streets, soon someone's going to 3D print and make their own, like, Ghost in the Shell type spider, like, AI companion. I can see that happening in the future. I can see right now someone making those Gundam, like, AI circle things that float around, if you've seen a few Gundam shows, or, like, watch Ghost in the Shell, the giant spider, companions that they have. I can see someone making an AI of that. I can see it happening. That should be crazy. Or someone making their own Metal Gear and stuff like that from Metal Gear. Oh my god. Guys, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but yeah, no shit and giggles till they know blood. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think humans made this thing. I don't honestly believe humans made this type of technology. I don't think we made this. I think this was given to us by the aliens. Now, I understand some of you be like, aliens? The fuck? What are you talking about? Now, just recently, I think 4 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, our government, our U.S. government, said that aliens exist. I don't know why they said this. They said this because, well, I think it was just to distract us from all the bullshit that was going on at the time after the COVID thing. But they said that aliens exist. Yeah, I got you. So I'm explaining why I'm saying this. They said that aliens exist, and they always existed. They've been with us since, what? I think 1940s, I think they said. Specifically the 1940s. So, like, they've been living among us and all that stuff. So it makes me think, if aliens has been here the entire time, what if these aliens are the same ones who programmed this AI, this intelligence type technology for us to use as a form of gift or some type of, like, bargaining chip? I don't know. What would you pick? Aliens or the robot? If I pick the robot, it'll eventually kill me and my kin in the future. But if I pick the aliens, it might use its mind control powers to fuck with me. And I wouldn't even know I'm being fucked with. So, It might even want to, like, do things to me. It might want to probe me. I don't know. No, not us. Not us make it. They make it. And give it to us as a form of compensation for something. Because remember, because when you think of it, our government says that aliens exist. So if they acknowledge that aliens exist and they know they exist, what is it that our government knows, or what our government is in cahoots with these aliens in some form for them to say this out loud? To acknowledge this. Now, it might be just big cope and they're just saying it's just distract us, you know. But it makes you think. Good evening. But it makes you think, why would you tell us this? And if this is true, what do you know and how long have you been in cahoots with them? Or you've been in talks with them for them not to kill us? What is it that you're giving them for them not to want to kill us, annihilate us, eat our brains, take our women, take our children, and destroy our men? What is it that the government is doing, specifically our U.S. government is doing, to keep the aliens at bay or don't want to kill us, take over our brains, you know? So what is it, the bargaining chip do we have that the aliens don't for them not to want to just kill us? Makes you think. Weed. Weed. You think weed? You think they can't take weed? So think of it that way.
Years. The cornerstone.
So what is it like? Because this AI thing has taken its rampancy since 2020. That's about 6 years now. It is the most fastest growing technology that we ever came across. Most powerful thing. So it makes you think, because everything that we have built as humans had its time to, like, you know, ingrain itself in our societies, like in internet, right? So, like, think of it that way. Piccolo, any comments? All about Piccolo, bro. Well, Elon Musk said he wants to put chips in our brains, so. All right, hon, you do your thing, love. Do your thing. Keep safe and have a good sleep it up. There you go. There you go. I just said it earlier, guys. They are not that autonomous for them not to be managed. That means you're going to be babysitting this thing. You're going to be babysitting this thing. So that's pretty much what that is. You're going to be ultimately being a glorified babysitter. You're going to be a babysitter. Unfortunately, we're all going to be babysitters. Even me. It's not good. This is not good. We are cooked. We are cooked. Cooked big time. Cooked on. China was like the first people to really push the idea of robots in society like that. Like, come on. So that we all know that China was for this. Like Gundam. We're so screwed. We are so screwed, boys. Them clankers.
Are they outpacing us?
So screwed. We're so screwed. We're so screwed. I doubt it. By the time that ever happens, we'll nuke ourselves to Kingdom Come. That's how I see it. I don't think we're gonna have time for like any form of actual like robot uprising. I don't think that's happening. Not in our lifetime. I think what's gonna happen, we're gonna nuke ourselves to because some president or some dictator or some right? We got Android 18. Bro. Oh, the CES thing is happening in 2026 already? This was 6 hours ago. Oh my god, let's go!
Guys,
let's watch this, guys. CES convention, let's go!
All the best stuff that we can find. Come with us.
I didn't know it was this month. Ooh. You got video
tell me
stuff.
about the anti-gravity A1.
It's the world's first 360 drone, and the package should come with a goggle and also the grip controller. Together with the 360 footage, it provides a very immersive flying experience, which is very different from.
So this is CES. It's the what do you call it? The Convention Electronics Show, I think. Convention Electronics Show. So it's a bunch of like approved technology that's coming out that will be for the consumer, like for us, like video games, drones, cars, robots, robotics, things that you're gonna see. Vegan robot.
Actually flying in the sky yourself.
Do you need a license for this device?
No, it's under 250 grams, so it's basically available everywhere. And the retail price
so you don't need a license.
1,600 and all the way to 2,000.
A little pricier than other drones.
Ooh.
Yeah, but we have a goggle, so usually goggles charge a lot. So, and also you can use the goggle itself as a VR goggle.
Okay. I was a little skeptical whether this would work for a blind guy, but it does seem like it does work. Okay, we're about to take off. Yes, you can see 360, totally useful for reframing.
Funny.
You just got to get this drone anywhere near what you want to film, and then you're able to reframe.
I guess so.
I'm really digging the one-handed control. It seems way easier than the other version.
One-handed control?
So we're checking out Realbotics. We were here last year, but we understand there's some updates, and we're here.
The sex box. The sex box is coming, boys. I don't really need a sex box. I have an organic human for me, but there are some people who are not as fortunate to get our organic prize as me. So, the sex box is coming, boys.
Here to find out what they are. So I feel like you guys broke YouTube last year as probably the most prominent company to come out of CES. What's new at Realbotics this year?
Number one, we have David over here, our new, as you called him, our new smug robot.
Oh, yeah. I got you, bro.
He's got a little bit of an expression on his face. It's like a little bit of like superiority.
The fact that he evokes some emotion in you, I think is a good thing.
Yes. You were talking about AI vision. Could you tell me about how that's baked in this year?
Our robots are a little more autonomous, so the AI takes the information it sees, what it's observing, and makes decisions based on that.
So it's basically trained on a number of human behaviors to be able to sort of interpret and see.
It can recognize human emotions. I'm not sure
I
there's
can't.
any other company in the world that is tied into
I
hardware
can actually
to
see
be
that
able to
happen.
recognize human emotions. Our robots have the motorized wheel platform, more efficiency, but number two, we're the only guys that have humanoid robots that plug into the wall. So if you are an enterprise client, you don't necessarily care about the walking. What you care about is a robot that will work for you all day, all week. You can see here, she follows me, and you can see she's much more fluid than the one we had last year. This will be across all of our robots here next year. They'll be able to
Hello,
talk,
39. What's going on, my
they'll be
dude,
able
over
to,
there on Instagram?
read, they'll be able to see colors, and again, recognize emotion. We did this. You know, sometimes you go to a fashion show, they have like the craziest outfits, and it's really just to get attention. We wanted to show a little bit of
Bro really just said what everyone was thinking. You know how fashion shows when they wear crazy outfits that's just for attention? Okay. Bro just literally just decimated. Good response. Based. Yeah, because no one's wearing all that horrible shite.
creativity and something sci-fi related. To demonstrate that we make robots that look like this, but we can make them look like anything.
Sure.
One of the things that makes us unique is you can customize the appearance, voice, and personality of your robot through us. Again, nobody else is doing that kind of stuff.
Tensor, the world's first personal robocar. Basically, it's the first robo-taxi that the consumer themselves own.
Bro. Yo, bro. Guys, it's over. If you work in Uber, it's over for you. It's over. There's no need. It's over. There's no need for a human person to be a taxi anymore. Taxi's dead. The word taxi was already dead, but Uber driver, you're done too. It's over. You got a good run. But Uber drivers, it's over, guys. I'm sorry. I know some of you probably even use Uber just to make some money. I'm not making fun of you. Not in the slightest. But damn. That sucks.
Personal robocar, what does that mean?
Level 4, fully autonomous, hands off, eyes off, car that you can personally own. It sits in your garage. And because it's a personal vehicle, there's a lot more engineering that we had to put into the car so it could be self-cleaning, self-maintaining. All of those
It
sensors
self-cleans?
have to stay clean.
It self-cleans, bruh?
So here I'm in level 3.
You're in level 3 or below.
Okay.
And if you wanted to go level 4.
Level 4.
And the yoke disappears.
It does.
And I
level
enter the
4.
future. Yeah, it's trippy. It's all very smooth and quiet. Oh, that's the camera. Oh, wow.
So you can hide it if you want privacy.
And is it specifically for like video conferencing? That's a
It can be
functionality?
video. Yes, well, the car has 5G. So
Wow. Okay. 5G video conferencing.
yeah. We have 11 radar. We have 37 cameras. So
Do you really need to be in a conference? Well, imagine being in a conference with your boss, and this dude gets in a car crash on stream, like on car crash, and you didn't like that dude anyway. He was a dickhead. Imagine you're getting like a literal conference with your boss, and he's giving you he's chewing you out, spitting you out because you didn't do something you shouldn't. And then this dude in the same breath gets in a car accident because the robot didn't do what it's supposed to do. On stream, you just see, and that's it. Fuck that guy.
everywhere. We have 8 Nvidia Thor chips in the car for 8,000 TOPS of processing power. Imagine waking up in the morning and going, oh, my car just texted me. We have to leave 30 minutes early because the traffic conditions are so bad. I better get moving.
So it sounds like this integrates pretty seamlessly with like your calendar, your to-do list. So how does it work?
Yes, it's permission-based.
The other thing I want to mention that's really cool is that they actually have screens where the lights are that can project messages to pedestrians on the street. So for example, if you're at a light and you want people to know that it's okay to walk behind you, it'll show like the safe to walk pedestrian sign on the actual screens for the lights in the back. We're in Boston Dynamics booth at CES 2026. Checking out a product that is absolutely blowing up.
I feel like that's something that should have been implemented in nearly every car at this point.
Now online.
My name is Mario Bellini, and I lead the Atlas product management team at Boston Dynamics. So Atlas is our flagship humanoid robot, and we have been working in the lab the last couple of years to productize Atlas using all of the latest AI techniques and deliver the robot that you see here today. For the last couple of years, AI techniques have improved enough that we can start to do manipulation, have the robot touch the world, move objects around, understand the world the same way that people do.
Can you talk to me about some of the limitations, because I found them particularly impressive in terms of how much this thing can lift, what conditions it can work in, because we're already at some really impressive stats.
That's definitely
so
coming.
Atlas can lift up to 110 pounds instantaneously and closer to 70 kind of continuously. So we designed this to handle those dull, dirty, dangerous tasks, the things that are really backbreaking for people to do. It can operate for 4
No, that's a
hours
real
on its
thing. That's
battery
coming.
life, swap its own batteries.
That's coming. That's not even a joke. That's actually coming. Yeah, the thing that is not coming, that's insane. And no pun intended with the word coming there. But still, yeah, that is actually coming. Or if, no, I'm pretty sure that is going to be a real thing.
It works continuously. Atlas can operate in the rain. It's IP67. It can also handle -20C to 40C.
Right?
Atlas has these joints that can spin all the way around. And so we're inspired by the human form, but not limited by it.
How do you see these units coexisting with human beings in the future?
So we're not trying to make a robot person. We're trying to make this tool that's relatable, that's understandable, and the choice of the head kind of like whimsical and inviting.
And what women don't understand is when they say, I don't need no man. Men are useless. We don't need men. Okay, when the sex box comes through, you're going to regret those words, because most men will fuck anything that just resembles art. Man, there's men who will fuck a whole cup and call it a day. Wally was more right than you think.
It's actually a modular head with the sensors and computer on board. So we've learned from the autonomous vehicle industry about how you can really reliably protect people and hazards around the robot, and the robot has that built in.
We're back at X-Real. The company announced a couple new AR glasses releases this year. But
AR glasses? Let's go. Let's see what that's
some of the new
about.
functionality that they're baking into these new frames. So here to talk about those and try it out.
So the X-Real 1S is really exciting. We just announced it 2 days ago, and here's what it is. It's a mid-gen refresh of our X-Real 1 that came out a full year ago. Here's what we're doing.
If as a whole, it's a goal.
1200 feet. We go from a 50-degree field of view to a 52-degree field of view. All those specs go up, and then the price goes down.
We're able to take your desktop, your Instagram feed. By the time it leaves the computer and works its way through the glasses, it's now
Let me see.
Single day with new compilations and videos of the coolest stuff that we found.
Swap it.
Glasses releases this year. But
Yeah, they are. They will take away your chefs are gonna be replaced. Like right now, there's people are complaining that the Starbucks employees are getting replaced. So you won't need a cashier in the front because you can just self-checkout because you have the those screen things that people can use, or you can use an app. You can buy from the app. You don't need to go up to no like stupid cash register person, lady, guy thing, and then ask some stupid things and figure it out. You can literally, I think, order from the app itself, from right there, whether you're in or outside the store. And then, not only that, they're thinking of getting Flippy the robot who makes the food. It can cook food, it can get your drinks, it can do everything. So why would I hire a bunch of like annoying teenagers when I can just get the Let's see here. Let's see.
But what I'm most excited about is some of the new functionality that they're baking into these new frames. So here to talk about those and try it out.
So the X-Real 1S is really exciting. We just announced it 2 days ago, and here's what it is. It's a mid-gen refresh of our X-Real 1 that came out a full year ago. But here's what we're doing. We go from 1080p to 1200 feet. We go from a 50-degree field of view to a 52-degree field of view. All those specs go up, and then the price goes down.
We're able to take your desktop, your Instagram feed. By the time it leaves the computer and works its way through the glasses, it's now being viewed by you in full 3D stereoscopic format.
That's crazy. I'm playing Forza right now, and that's way more 3D. It feels like you're inside the cockpit of the vehicle. I want you to see how embarrassing I am at this game here. Yeah. Ooh! I would say that it's subtle. It doesn't bang you over the head. It's not cartoonish. And how about the ASUS ROG X-Real R1? So that's what I got right here.
Right here. This is the world's first 240 hertz refresh AR
Man, I'll tell you something. I need to get a sponsorship from ASUS. Oh my god, if I can get a sponsorship from ASUS, we will be in the money, chat. And the money. Yeah, civil rights movement. Fuck that.
What this does is we take the best
They're
of
gonna
what
say,
ROG
fuck
does
that.
and then marry it with the best of what X-Real does. Big, rich cinematics, lightweight AR glasses. We combine those two superpowers, and it's the ROG X-Real R1.
They're gonna say,
Our new
fuck
1S,
that.
available now. Our ROG X-Real glasses, coming soon, Q2. We are
Straight up, they're
focused on
gonna say that,
what we can bring to
and I'll be like,
customers
no.
now. So that's
Because they like it being free and
$449.
whatever the
Not
fuck
yet
they want to do
announced
with
the
it.
price and availability for R1, but
They do
that
not
is
care
a
about
premium gaming setup.
I see a mysterious cloth. Can you tell me anything about that? We got here.
Secrets no, teases yes. We're working on it right
I don't
now
think
with
so.
our partners at Google
I don't
and
think so.
Qualcomm.
You know what? I think I'm gonna get
this year.
I'm gonna get a sneak peek right now.
Don't do it. Get out of there.
I can see the AI. I see the AI in here. So this monster machine right here is the ASUS ROG G1000. It's a gaming computer with a thermal atrium up top for optimal cooling, but the main thing that caught our attention was the anime holo functionality here.
As you can see, the first is grabbing your eyes is the anime holo. We can fully customize everything.
Wow, so the
What?
user can make this visual anything they want.
Yeah.
So
Wait, go back. What? What is this?
we got here.
Secrets no, teases yes. We're working on it right now with our partners at Google and Qualcomm.
You know what? I think I'm gonna get
this year.
I'm gonna get a sneak peek right now.
Don't do it. Get out of there.
I can see the AI. I see the AI in here. So this monster machine right here is the ASUS ROG G1000. It's a
Okay.
gaming computer with a thermal atrium up top for optimal cooling, but the main thing that caught our attention was the anime holo functionality here.
As you can see, the first is grabbing your eyes is the anime holo. We can fully customize everything.
Wow, so the user can make this visual anything they want.
Yeah.
So we basically have fans here with LEDs built into them, and then the eye perceives the image.
Yeah, true. And it can work stable, and it can work for over like 30,000 hours. And another thing we want to talk about it is the thermal solutions. This part.
That's more of an aesthetic of anything. That doesn't make the gameplay any more better. You're just literally throwing money away. You don't need that shit. You really don't need that. Are you serious? Let me see. Like, I don't know. That's a waste of money. If that's the only draw because it has a holographic fan thing, I'm like, man, I'm not buying that shit. Cyborg.
Thermal atrium. It's basically only work for the CPUs. Inside the thermal atrium is 420 millimeters on one liquid cooler. And the VJs, we have two really big fans in the front.
It's pretty cool. So people are buying the entire computer and the case.
Yes, this is all pre-built.
This is LG's Cloyd robot assistant. It's getting a lot of hype right now.
Yeah,
we
they
just
will.
saw a demo in which Cloyd interacted with a host to open up a refrigerator, get a drink, all different implications.
See, I tell you, if you work at Starbucks, you're going to be replaced. You're going to be. Oh, they have a robot that can take care of like patients in the nursery, so you don't need a nurse anymore. It can pick up like say for instance you're a like if say you're a patient that's in the like bedridden and you gotta be picked up, or you're paraplegic, it can pick you up and sit you inside of it and then take you to where you need to go in the hospital. So you don't even need a nurse anymore. It can read your vitals. It can read everything about you from a distance. It will know exactly everything it needs to know about you. It can read your emotions. It can read your body signature, everything under the sun, and it can pick you up, put you inside it, and take you where you need to be. It's crazy. You don't need a nurse. It takes care of the patient 24/7. Not even this thing I'm talking about. It's something completely different, but it's like it exists.
She is calling a zero labor home.
Welcome to Science Fiction Future Begins Today. We are showing our Chloe robot here, which actually is thinking for itself. I'm kind of forgetful sometimes, and at night it's very important that, you know, the windows are locked up and my temperature is set properly and my doors are locked, and Chloe would take care of that for me automatically. So we have our AI, which we call affectionate intelligence. So all of our appliances will be talking to Chloe, and with Think Q on, it's going to be talking to third-party sensors, so we have that whole home protection, as you were talking about, the whole home scanning.
So we saw the leaks that you saw, but now we're here with the new Legion Pro rollable proof of concept. Basically, it expands from 16 inches to 21.5 inches, all the way up to almost 24 inches wide for a better gaming experience. Just a heads up, durability-wise, the company says the rollable is good for up to 25,000 roll cycles. Again, just a proof of concept at this point. So this is the ThinkPad Rollable XD concept. It may look similar to what we saw last year, but it was actually completely redesigned, something completely new. So basically you just pause right here for a second, swipe left, and you can see that the
it's gonna get to a point where we're gonna have robots in our house and cooking and stuff. Oh my god, and cooking stuff for us. And what's crazy about this is if your girl or your man decides to like literally cook for you in a world where robots are running around, they must really like you.
Monitor rolls up. Same thing in reverse. So you can see this expands from 13.3 inches all the way up to the 16 inches that we see right now. So the base we saw on the laptop this year was actually from another model. And the idea is to have a modular add-on that users can choose to add on to any laptop of their choosing at a really affordable price.
This is a sneak peek of the future of Wi-Fi. Where most companies are just running Wi-Fi 6, ASUS is announcing Wi-Fi 8. What is Wi-Fi 8? What's going on here?
Wi-Fi 8 actually focuses more on real-world benefits. Sometimes our IoT devices can hear a router, but are too weak to talk back. It can help our small devices to get much more higher power.
I was not paying attention. Oh my god. Go back. I'm sorry. I was in my own world. I was not paying attention to that.
With Think Q on, it's going to be talking to third-party sensors, so we have that whole home protection, as you were talking about, the whole home scanning.
So we saw the leaks that you saw, but now we're here with the new Legion Pro rollable proof of concept. Basically, it expands
bro, whenever I see anything that's a laptop, I just literally just like, I just take my headphones off and leave. I don't care anything about no laptop. If it's not desktop, I don't hear it. I understand some of you may say there's some good gaming laptops. I'm pretty sure there is. But if you want a long-term thing, get a desktop. Don't get no laptop. I would never bother with no stupid laptop. No matter how good it seems to be. I am not buying no laptop. I'm taking my headphones off. I'm not hearing all that.
21.5 inches.
I'm not hearing to any of that crap. Don't tell me no nonsense.
For a better gaming experience. Just a heads up, durability-wise,
computer all the way, PC all the way, desktop all the way. I'll die on that hill too.
Again, just a proof of concept at this point. So this is the ThinkPad Rollable XD
And yes, I'm glazing hard. I don't give a crap.
It may look similar to what we saw last year, but it was actually completely redesigned, something completely new. So basically, you just pause right here for a second, swipe left, and you can see that the monitor rolls up. Same thing in reverse.
Lenovo, oh damn, we get out of here.
3 inches all the way up to the 16 inches that we see right now. So the base we saw on the laptop this year was actually from another model.
Bruh. I'm taking that,
to have a
that
modular
PC.
add-on that users
Cannot
can
change my mind on that
to add on to any laptop of their choosing at a really affordable price.
This is a sneak peek of the future of Wi-Fi. Where most companies are just running Wi-Fi 6, ASUS is announcing Wi-Fi 8. What is Wi-Fi 8? What's going on here?
Wi-Fi 8 actually focuses more on real-world benefits. Sometimes our IoT devices can hear a router, but are too weak to talk back. It can help our small devices to get much more higher power. Now these devices can communicate with each other. So now they can find the most efficient way to transmit.
And I see a really interesting sort of white hexagonal 3D design, but then I also see the thing with all the different antenna. What am I looking at here? What's the hardware?
this concept model called Neo Core.
What the hell?
To be a center to manage
What
your
is that?
whole home device.
So will this be inside of that?
It will have different hardware spec. This should be lower spec, but it's more elegant to fit.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that was day one of CES 2026.
Hola, hey,
if you enjoyed it, make sure to
Mior.
like and subscribe
Hey, you,
because we'll
what's
be
going
back
on?
every single day with new compilations and videos of the coolest stuff that we found. And keep leaving those comments down below because we love hearing what you're thinking. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next video.
We need more AR stuff. I'm dead serious. Forget VR. We need AR stuff so we can actually have those Yu-Gi-Oh battles in the park. We can have some real Yu-Gi-Oh battles in the park, so we all can see the Blue Eyes White Dragon just giving it from behind on your stupid Jigglypuff looking monster. I forgot what's called, that puff thing that he pulls up. Battleship.
On a cold night.
Okay, let me see here. What we got here? Okay, I'm gonna erase this. All right, so Born in Chaos. What is this? What is this? Oh, I know what this is. So let me see here. It says here, demon girls fall in love with demon girl falls for orphan boy who helps recover her body. Nah, not that one. No, let's go with this one. We'll listen to a story time. Actually, no. Before we do that, let's hold that off. Let's hold that off. Let's see what Maury's doing. Does he have any good video? Ooh, AI art world with demon in the AI art world. No. Hold on, guys. Let me see something real quick, yo. Rog. I don't care about that. Oh, this is 5 hours ago. Okay, this is brand new. Let's go.
So apparently, Piper Raquel is now on the internet crying after opening up an OnlyFans account. Not sure if this is rage beta clip farming, but so apparently, Piper Raquel is now on the internet crying after opening up an OnlyFans account. Not sure if this is rage beta clip farming, but alas.
What is she doing? Why is
I swear to God, bro, she is so annoying. Regardless of this is a skit or not, why are you crying? Those are real. I'm assuming those are real tears. Girl, you became a millionaire overnight, and you already understood the implications.
Let's go. Get
of
that
opening
chat
an
working.
OF, right? Turning 18, opening up an OF, and people coming at you in ways that you, I guess, were not prepared for. Here are some of the comments from her live stream on Twitch. I believe she was streaming. Somebody said, "Wow, I used to look up to you." Giovanna said. Eric said, "Why did you start the blue page? F you, bitch." Trey said, "Why live?" Jekyll said, "I guess she was saying I would never open up an OnlyFans." And alas, someone with the disgusted faces. Chesnays said, "Ew, I don't want to watch you anymore." So I'm guessing these are fans of her former content. You know, she was a child star, child YouTuber, right? And I guess people are calling her out in her live stream. And now she's
I'm just gonna be clear. I don't know who the hell this is. I don't know who this woman is in the slightest. This is my first time introduced to this woman. Apparently she's some type of child star, I guess, or something like that. I don't know who this chick is, and I find her annoying already with the crying. I don't know what you're crying for. I hate crying. Stop crying. I cry.
Girl, what you should have already understood what came with the territory.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna end stream so that you guys don't see me like this. I can decide when my light turns off and on. But we're all gonna turn it off because I'm sick of this crying and we're touching this money.
So that was a part of the other clip, and she was very sly. The comments are now saying, again, "Please stop crying because your fans see the truth after you dropped an OF. Sounds like you're the problem." So I guess she was saying, you know, the holier than thou, moral high horse. I'm never gonna drop an OF like the rest of these girls until, you know, you finally become an adult legally and you succumb to the bag. Someone else said, "It's okay, Piper, we still love you." Another person said, "What the helly?" Maddie said, "Girl, end the live. This is not cute, Piper." Rayvon said, "My little sister watches you." So this is crazy. I understand why a lot of people are upset, because if you're an adult and your little kids watch this particular streamer, Piper, former content creator, YouTuber, and or if you're just a person who watched her grow up and all of a sudden you're seeing her ass cheeks literally everywhere online now, it can be a little uncomfortable. I understand that. Personally, me, I never watched any of her videos, any of her content. I know she's just a fellow content creator in the YouTube Sphere, content creator Sphere. I've seen her face before, but the fact that, you know, she's on TikTok, she's associated with these people with doing the little dances is not shocking to me. Actually, one of the people who shocked me a little for not dropping an OF, I think, is Charlie D'Amelio or some shit. Apparently, she never went down that route, so shout out to her. As far as I'm aware, I don't know if that's still in the pipeline. Anything is possible. But to me, genuinely speaking, I think these are crocodile tears. I think she's just, you know, doing this to go viral and rage bait, clip farm, possibly. Maybe she does potentially feel some type of way because she wasn't really prepared for the negativity or the critiques of her IPO, initial offering. What really annoyed me recently was as soon as she turned into a millionaire overnight, she started smashing her old car, bro. From Hez on Twitter, they say entitled OF creator Piper Raquel throws her talent on her old Porsche, then destroys it with baseball bat after making 3 M's in one day. Check it out.
Oh my God. Are you kidding?
Oh, it's crazy. That's fun. I like it. It feels good, right? That's disgusting.
No. This is not the wave. This is not the wave. This is not the wave, kids. This is not the wave. Don't never go down this route. You don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. Let's go before we get the police called.
Yeah, I blame all the married gooners. This is the people you make rich, bro. Overnight 3 M's in one day, bro. Like, and now she's destroying her old car because she has money. You could have literally donated it to somebody who doesn't even have a vehicle. Here you are destroying it, though. What a waste of money. What a waste of a perfectly good vehicle with a proper engine. I don't know. What is inline? V6, V8, possibly, potentially. We don't know. But this could have been a really good car or gift to anybody, really, who wants a Corvette. Like, once again, this bitch is incredibly annoying to me. And these are the people you guys, not you, but the people purchasing her content are making rich. Like, why would you destroy a perfectly good vehicle like this, a Corvette that could be tuned and modded and refurbished? Man, I really hope if I ever jump into a whole bunch of money like this, that I never turn out like this, man. Just so like out of touch and mentally ill to the point to where I would destroy a perfectly good vehicle. Like, do you understand how much privilege this is? And I'm a privileged person, I'm going to admit, of course. And I appreciate everybody who supports my content, genuinely speaking, man. But she's a content creator, and how do you think she got that car? Through donations, people viewing her content, purchasing her merch. That's how she was able to buy this car back then, or whatever, for however much money she purchased it for, which would have likely been tens of thousands of dollars. And now she's blatantly disrespecting her audience.
No, there's no right or wrong person to make famous. It's just what the culture is interested in. Remember, we're putting a value on that based on morals. We're putting a value on that based on morals. I have come to that conclusion myself. Like, it's like, just because someone's famous doesn't mean they have to be morally right at all. Some people who are not morally right, we all remember them to this day. And they're famous to this day. And then some of them are dead to this day. So that tells you everything that you need to know. So yeah, putting moral high ground on someone who's famous is not a good idea. Not a good idea.
So the people who supported her to be able to even make this purchase by destroying it in the
Now, I'm not saying not to have morals if you're famous. You should. But then again, expecting them to have morals is kind of insane. Because, like, they probably wasn't... they didn't get famous because they had morals. They got famous because they did some outline, probably something, like, insane, maybe. Or they did something so... phenomenal that it can't be recreated again. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the girl who says, what's her name? The Hawktua girl. She said one thing and try and make a career out of it. The chick who put Gorilla Glue on her head. You know what I'm saying? There's people who have made great artwork and did great things and try to post or push a good positive message. You don't ever hear them again, but you definitely know a person who has done horrible things. More ways than one. Like, look at Jack Doherty. You will hear more of a Jack Doherty than you'll hear someone say doing something positive. That too. So you see? So it doesn't even have to be a human. It could be just a concept or some stupid meme. Yep, that's usually what happens.
Of course, at this point in time, she made 3 mil overnight, so of course she doesn't care anymore. And you see how money really highlights people's true selves, their true colors. This is completely disgusting, especially in this day and age, in this economy where homelessness is like at an all-time high. And guess what she just bought? She just bought a Cybertruck, of course.
I'm in a Cybertruck! Hey.
Bro, she is so annoying, bro. Like,
Hey. Okay, but listen, so today's gonna be so exciting, so exciting. I'm in a freaking Cybertruck, but to start this day off, I just want to say I love you guys so much, and I'm very grateful for all of you. And today,
shut the bro. You destroyed the vehicle that your fans helped you purchase before you even hopped on the OF, and now all of a sudden you disrespect them, you destroy it instead of donating it. Then you go buy a Cybertruck just to flex, bro, while twerking in front of the vehicle, bro. Like, I'm just gonna say, bro, this girl doesn't deserve it, man. She does not deserve this at all. And you see why people are mad, upset, depressed. Look at these people online.
See,
These
the reason why gooning is such a because it's such a notable thing is because it's free. It's free, it don't cost you a thing. It does not cost you a thing. Maybe your dignity, but most people don't got that, so it's usually free.
Creators, these OF girls, getting rich off of what? Doing what? And I'm not saying I'm holier than thou or I'm like morally better than anyone. Listen, I'm not trying to be an example for anyone. I have flaws and character defects that I'm trying to work out the kinks on too. But would I really hop up on here and destroy a vehicle and then the next day flex on all my fans with a Cybertruck? Like, it's repulsive to me, actually. It's disgusting. In fact, it would make much more sense for you to just donate your old vehicle to one of your audience members, would it not? Like, you would get so much positive PR just off of that one thing alone. Like, marketing, I'm telling you, these girls suck at PR, suck at marketing,
Obviously they do suck. These are women who are in their 20s. They look good because they have money to look good and all that stuff. Why would they think of marketing when the marketing is their looks? They don't have to do much. There's a bunch of simps who just give them stuff because they think they have a chance in the comment section, which is stupid. I don't know anyone who said I was in the comment section and I pulled this baddie from this video I saw. Nah. No. And even if that has happened, she's not talking to someone who's just some loser. You know what I'm saying? No.
At building like audience loyalty.
Especially if you don't have no blue check. Shit.
Here we have this wild moment where she was allegedly stream sniped by one of her newly found OF gooners. This could be staged. We don't know. Who knows? There's a lot of weirdos out here.
Alright, ready? 3, 2, click. Awesome.
Thank you. Of course.
How's it going?
You as well. Stay safe.
Ready? Stream sniped by one of her newly found OF gooners. This could be staged. We don't know. Who knows? There's a lot of weirdos out here.
Alright, ready? 3, 2,
What's wrong, Lana? What's wrong?
Click. Awesome.
Thank you. Of course.
How's it going?
You as well. Stay safe.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking this is clip.
Is that Lil Tay? It's Lil Tay. She hangs out with Lil Tay. She has an OnlyFans too. Oh my god. The whorin' be horrid.
Farming. I didn't hear this guy talk about any OF whatsoever, and of course Lil Tay's in the mix. Of course, she just I think turned 18 last year as well, like 7-8 months ago or whatever.
Yeah, I remember she started OF a couple of months ago, and as soon as she hit 18 and she put out her OnlyFans, she made, I think, $5 million. $5 million off rip. Just making the account. She didn't have nothing on that. She literally made the account. Straight up. She made the account, bro. That's what's crazy. Instantly spawned in with money. As soon as she said she was going to make an OF, and it was counting down, and she put out the account on her birthday when it hit the 12, 5 million off rip. Bro, I was so mad. I was like, bro, I'm telling you, I'm not even mad at her. I'm mad at simps. I hate simps and I hate the women. I can't be mad at the women, to be honest. You really can't be mad at them. Like, yeah, they're annoying as hell and just degenerate, but like, when you really think about it, who's sponsoring them? The women are horrible, but the men are more horrible because they're sponsoring this, and then those same men will turn around and say, these women ain't this on the third. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild. You can't be saying this, and then you're sponsoring the thing that you hate. That makes no sense. You look crazy. Imagine I say I hate a bunch of women, X, Y, and Z, but I'm over here giving them money. They're giving them OnlyFans money. These women don't like men. They only care about the bag. They don't want a real like relationship. They don't want to get married. And then give money in the same breath to the same women I hate. You look crazy. Like, that makes no sense.
Just trying to clip farm and go viral by sliding into my DMs and the DMs of other content creators as well. Yeah, it's a strat right now for a lot of OF girls to bait content creators like myself into making content about them. But hey, I mean, it was free views. It was free revenue at the time. So hey, I guess it was some kind of symbiotic, mutually beneficial relationship. I mean, I'm gonna talk about these things regardless. So she really didn't have to hop in my DMs tweaking out like that, like she did all the way back then. But here we have this one quote retweet. She says, I would encourage anyone who has anything to say about this girl to look into her life story before speaking. She's been groomed and sexualized for her entire life and had no...
That's not an excuse. Just because you became a victim doesn't mean you perpetuate the... That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
Childhood, a truly horrific situation. I wish her peace and healing, which I'm not familiar with. Again, I never watched her content. I just know she was a fellow content creator in the space. Although, after doing a brief Google search here, typing in Piper Raquel, I can now see that, yes, she has been dressing weirdly for a long time now, even before turning 18, you know. And this is controlled by her agents, her managers, her parents, and all that. And they know exactly what they're doing, right? Because money over morals, obviously. Chasing that bag at all costs, leveraging your audience, you know, to release that IPO and make a quick few mil before all that hype dies down. So, hey, it is what it is. This is the world, again, we live in. And I'm just here watching it all slowly collapse on the sidelines. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this? I think this young lady right here is just, she's annoying to me. I think the clips that I showed of her like destroying vehicles and, you know, crocodile tears, even if it was real and valid, like, bro, she's just not even taking accountability for her own actions, and she's disrespecting her audience at the same time. I think it's an L. It's weird.
Hey, the platypus. Huh. Betty the platypus. Let me see here. So that was a video. Millionaire streamer panics over paying rent. What?
What's popping, y'all? Like when I said that FaZe was not going, the new FaZe, whatever group that they're trying to keep together, was not going to hold it together for very long. We're already seeing the cracks start to form. And why are the cracks forming? Well, because some people realize that they have to pay rent. Yeah, you know. I don't pay. I live in Mama's crib. Mom pays rent, and I live in the basement. But the rest of you guys that may live on your own, you're paying rent, or either your parents are paying rent. These streamers, they didn't see that, because FaZe, whilst making no money on these guys and asking for a meager 20% to have some incentive to support their careers, well, now they're like, hey, you're either getting out of this crib or you're going to start paying the rent that we were paying for the crib. And how much did this crib cost? Let's just go back. Let's rewind.
Few thousand. I'll say 10 grand.
A year ago,
or 20 grand.
In the beginning
I'll say 20 grand.
When they first heard what kind of crib they were going to get and the rent that was going to be paid for them for this crib. I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
Nobody could complain because you heard
20 grand.
Nobody could pay. He's seeing the new house on Wednesday. Wait, it's like locked in? Which one we're getting? What we're looking at is one of the rooms.
Gotcha, bud. Thank you.
There's no bad house or rooms, and it's insane look. There's no about to drive what? 2 gates. Oh, holy! This could be the year. How many rooms? I don't want to leak it on there. If you mute outside. 150K a month. And it comes with
what?
I ain't no FaZe had it like that.
150K a month? 150K a month? 150K a month? Do you guys really need that type of magic to be paying for that? Do you need that? All you guys do is play video games. Do you really need that? Oh my god. 150K? Bro. A month? No. No, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy.
50K a month? And 2 Cornins for the.
So yeah, there there was Ronaldo saying 150K a month. You know, that's a hefty price for rent, but they're not paying for any of it. Of course, it was free. Well, the first person to really crack was Lacey and talk about this and how much he would have to pay. I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
Water, when it comes down to everything, unfortunately, I am.
See, it's like 11.30 for an apartment. Oh my god, bro! I still think basic rent is too much. I think that's too much.
I know. So, yeah, 10-hour streams coming soon every day, man. The daily 10-hour streams are coming all 2026. And I'm going to be honest, that is just, y'all are saying that's not bad. Not bad. Oh. Not bad, huh? $18,000 for rent is not bad? That's not bad?
Now, some people are seeing this and saying, or some of his fans, this is how you know his fans are really young, because they're saying 18 grand is not bad for rent, because I'm...
Wow. Yeah, you know, yeah. I don't think you need a mansion if you're just making gaming videos. I know, right? I know what you mean. But, like, do you really need a mansion when you just make gaming videos? Like, you don't need a mansion. You can get a good house. You need a good, decent-sized house. You don't need a mansion. The hell?
I know some of you guys that actually, people that actually have to do real work. You're looking at it like, I can't imagine a world in which I'm paying 8 grand for rent, let alone 18.
Bro, I can't, like, I still think it's kind of crazy paying 2 grand a month for rent. I still come from the era where rent was a few $100s. A few hundred. I miss those days. It was a few $100s. Now it's like a few thousand. It's like 2-3 grand. I still think that's too much. Some places will be 3 grand. Depending on where you live, like 2, 3, 4 grand. It's like, but basic rent is like what, 1,500, 2 grand, or 2,500. That's crazy.
18 grand, and keep in mind, this is 18 grand to live amongst other people.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Now, granted, this crib is gigantic. But he's living with a bunch of other people for 18 grand. But for them, they're looking at it like, man, you're a millionaire. Well, people just see somebody that's popular and they think they have a ton of money.
I tell you something. If we all live in a house and we're paying $150,000, we all should get our own kitchen. I should get my own bathroom. We all should have our own bathrooms, our own kitchens, our own everything, separate from each other in the same place. Like, when you really think about it, I wish that was a thing. Like, think about it. Like, if I'm going to pay that much money, I better have my own kitchen. You have your own kitchen. She has her own kitchen, depending on what the situation is. And then it's like, damn, that's crazy.
Used to be true, but in the past maybe 5 or so years, that has not been the case. Now, this guy, yeah, he does make a ton
No,
of
this is
money,
a mansion I'm talking about.
But when you go
not
from
apartments.
paying $0 for rent to $18,000 for rent,
that's crazy.
That's a lot of money. It is. And let's just say he's making more than 100K. Like this guy Lacey, he's up. But he decided to devise a plan specifically to try and make sure that he's getting more bread.
No apartments. I'm talking about a straight up mansion. If I'm in a mansion and the mansion's that big, like depending on how many acres we're going, but like if I'm paying 150 grand, you know what I'm saying? Like we all, depending on how many people, I'm gonna assume there's about 7 of them. I'm going to assume there's about 7 of them, right? Or I bet 8, right? We all should have our own kitchens, specifically to ourselves, our own rooms, and everything. We shouldn't share one kitchen. We shouldn't be sharing even one bathroom, much less. We should have our own master suite bathrooms, each of us, our own kitchen, our own everything. There's no reason for us to even interact with each other unless on purpose. Like straight up.
You guys that clip right now.
I blame the real estate companies that came from LA that buy in small homes, small towns, and that messed up the local economy. They put you got blame what do you call it? BlackRock for that. They bought up all the real estate. That's BlackRock. The same BlackRock that push woke ideology and stuff. They're the same people who bought a bunch of your real estate.
Sleep stream. Here's my method.
That same thing you're talking about, Mikey, is them.
Where I am going to sleep on stream with max ads running, and I need all of you guys to tab me open on your computers with 1% volume and just leave it on the whole night. No ad block or nothing, okay? So once a month, I'm doing a sleep stream. I need y'all to just help me out one time and help me pay my rent, okay?
Wow. You are a scumbag. Just don't live there. You have money, dude. You can pick anywhere else and pay for much less. You probably make, I think he said, I remember right, he makes about, I think he said on a slow month, I think it's 25 grand. That's a slow month. 25 grand is a slow month. A slow month for him, I think it was 25K if I remember right. He was complaining about this, saying he'll be a mailman before he starts making 25K a month. I was like, wow, bro, you are so out of touch. That is not even funny. I felt it was satire, but he was dead serious. That's how stupid he is. He literally said some nonsense around those lines. He said on a slow month, it's 25,000. It's the lowest he has ever made. I'm like, bruh, what is the highest? Mm-hmm. I got you, bro. You could find a place that's like $2,000, $3,000 at max. But then again, he's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that.
Fine, y'all can go to sleep. Just leave the stream open, 1% volume, let me run max ads for a night and get my rent money. Stop, look at that baby doing this. Just come on. Can you guys reason with me here?
So here, the reason, let me tell you why this is unlikely to work. Lacey's supporters, the people that want to do something like this for him, they're already subbed. And if they're already subbed, they're not getting ads. So that's where this plan falls apart. And like, let's say somebody like me, I've actually never watched a Lacey stream. Nothing personal against them. I have who have I watched? I've watched a Ronaldo stream. I have not watched a Jason the Ween stream. And I think everyone else I've not watched an Adapt stream yet either. Although I do like the guy. Yeah, I haven't really watched much of the FaZe guys. Or former FaZe guys. But this guy, Lacey, I mean, maybe those fans will open up a new tab and run these ads, but this guy's running the Justin Bieber Yummy formula when he was trying to be Roddy Rich's The Box. When they were trying to make sure that they'd go from number 2 to actually having the number 1 song. It didn't end up winning. That was one of the most legendary times.
This is madness, I swear.
You had to be there moments when Roddy Ricch was, and I told you guys this, when people were glazing Roddy Ricch that year, I was like, all right, y'all laugh at that boy Bieber, right? Well, where are we now? The Navy, Roddy Ricch's album, has been announced 5 times in the past year and a half. It never dropped. Roddy Ricch is nowhere to be found, and Justin Bieber is still on top. And this is why this is a game of longevity. But for Lacey, I think this guy's stressing. He's stressing to pay rent. And Adapt is somebody who he's had free rent, and he's had rent paid, and he's been in FaZe for a very long time. And this was his reaction to this. I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
Not bad. Oh.
It's actually funny seeing the guys come to the realization that rent is not always free in life.
It never was. What are you talking about?
It's going to become a moment where you're going to have to pay your own rent.
Yes, the Silicon Valley money's up.
Most of you in the chat probably understand. I remember I had to come to this realization when I first left the FaZe house after it disbanded in 2020. And a lot of the guys now are realizing, wait, rent, what is that? It's what you pay to live where you live.
This is
it's all right, bud.
A perfect example. This is partially why I like this guy too. A very small portion of why I like this guy is because he's got
maturity, what's going on, bro?
But he's also got a way in delivering the message to younger people that isn't harsh.
What's up, dude?
Like you could tell
from where they're on Instagram.
There's 2 types of people. There's a type of person that's like, man, you don't know you got to pay rent. Like when he's talking to the homie.
Gotta pay that rent, bro.
He's like, hey, Lacey, listen, man, I was living for free once too. And then when I started to have to pay rent, I was in shock. But listen, man, if we're gonna keep this content thing going, it's worthy investment, and you're gonna have to learn to pay rent eventually. And then you hear him on, you're like, man, I mess with this old head. Not that Adapt is an old head, but you guys know in terms of experience, this guy's a veteran in the game. And whilst reacting to this veteran, Mizkif actually throws shots at another FaZe member that wasn't even there for their announcement video when they were gonna quit. And that was Silky. So I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
The guys now are realizing, wait, Ren, what is that? It's what you pay to live where you live.
Oh. I mean, I don't think any of them are gonna have to worry about rent. Like I said this before and I'll say it again. I think without FaZe, most of them are gonna be fine. I think some of them are going to do way better, and it's already been happening.
Bro,
I'm pretty sure Ron is going to do way better. Jason, I think, has a huge chance to go crazy.
No, on Instagram they don't. Because Instagram is horrible.
I'll be honest, and
I can't play music on Instagram, so I have to do reactions, because it makes up for it. And I can't play, well, I can play music on YouTube, but I'm just not going to get any for ad revenue because I constantly play copyright music. I can play non-copyright music, but then... it's usually very skewed because, like, the music is either meh-zite or it's good, but it's not, like, you know, copyright music. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always a difference between copyright music and, like, just regular and non-copyright music. There's some good ones, but not all. And then it's not in songs that most people recognize, so it's kind of like, you gotta be, like, you know, you gotta just have to like it at that moment. So... we do reactions. They're fun because it keeps conversation and I don't feel totally bored and I'm not falling asleep on myself. So, you know. But on Instagram, I'm trying to really grow over there, but like Instagram's weird. Streaming on Instagram's horrible. It does a horrible, it's just like Twitch, it's horrible. It just doesn't really, you know, help. It just kind of like, if you're not famous, like if you're not like literally famous, people are not gonna watch you. You gotta be like famous, like famous, not mediocre famous. Now I know there's people who can probably pull that on Instagram with a small following, but Instagram's weird. It's a weird place. It's weirder than probably TikTok, I would say. I can get away with a lot more on Instagram compared to TikTok. TikTok is a puss. It just everything I say is always a problem. So, you know.
I mean, I haven't said his name before. It's like Voldemort to me. But Silky, I don't know what's going to happen with you, bro, but good luck, man. I don't know what's going to go on, but good luck. I seriously don't know what the hell you're going to do. I think a lot of other guys will be fine, but Silky, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't even know if I'm going to invite you to my own parties. I'll be honest with you.
Now, Silky's, he's definitely not struggling for bread. He's a solid streamer in terms of income-wise. However, I think Silky is seeing 18 to 20 bands in rent, and his head starts spinning. And he's like, whoa, I don't know if I'm going to pay that. Granted, Silky is one of the, if we're talking about the laziest streamer in that house, because Silky has consistently been a lazy streamer. And this is with all due respect, but the guy's been inconsistent. There's cycles. Every streamer's got a certain cycle where, like the Aiden Ross cycle. All right, guys, this is going to be a big stream. You know, this Friday, stream doesn't happen. Man, sorry, guys. You know, like something happened. I just, like, I'm going to make it up to you guys. Stream eventually happens. He's like, yo, I'm gonna be grinding. I'm gonna go crazy. Takes a long break, comes back, and then just repeat the cycle. I mean, real Aiden Ross fans probably know a lot more about this than I do. But with Silky, it's a similar cycle. You can never expect the guy. He was consistent for that whole phase, 30 days marathon, subathon thing, and they got him to over 100K there. But he's consistently
quite famous
provided
for your works.
The least amount of streams. If we had to go,
that's debatable because like on TikTok, I'm 100,000 over there. I'm 30,000 over here on Instagram, and I'm 12,000 on YouTube. But like if you combine that, that's almost roughly 200,000. But that's chump numbers because like if we're like to regular people, that's a high number, but to company sponsorships and potential opportunities, that's very small. Like the 200,000 is a lot, but it's not a lot. Like especially to brands, like it's a lot, but it's not a lot. Like fitting 200,000 people in your room is a lot. You know what I'm saying? But like monetizing that and then making sure you have a community to monetize and you know can keep you up, that's hard. So yeah, but it's like I'm not making any crazy money. I wish I could. So I gotta work my ass off. So like hearing that number is high to most people, but like really you start realizing as a content creator, you start realizing that's jack nothing in the sense of like monetary gain. But like it is great to have a bunch of people. It's funny because like I have 200,000. If you have to combine all the stuff I've done, it passes at least 200,000. But majority I get only a handful of people who actually like watch and listen to me. It's just that's what just happens most cases. It's not even their fault or anything. It's just a me problem. That's just a skill issue on my behalf. But like I'm gonna be making some changes this month anyway. So I'm just trying to get everything out of the way before I do that because it's time to make some changes. What I've been doing before does not work anymore. So I will be doing new stuff. I gotta get these commissions out of the way first. Good to the average person, but it's not making any money. So it's like being 200,000 is equivalent to like being 1,000, or it's like 1,000 depending. But then again, I need to learn how to monetize my audience. But I hate saying that because it sounds scummy as hell. So that's probably my problem. Is like I'm too of a coward to like do a lot of monetization because I feel like once you start doing that, it's gonna get strange. So that's why I don't really ask them for money. If they donate, they donate, and I say thank you. But like I don't try to like monetize them per se because like I feel like that feels scummy as fuck. I don't know. So that's probably why I'm not making a lot of money because I don't know. My ego.
By hours, he probably streamed the least hours. And I think that's in part because we all looked at it like, how much does this guy even belong there? And how much does he want to be there? And I think he's somebody that can make it work. But I don't think he's going to want to pay 18 to 20K in rent to live amongst people that he wouldn't even...
Like, I think the hardest thing as a streamer is trying to convince brands that you can actually deliver on their deliverables, which I can. They just don't bother to mess with me. And it's funny because I don't go up to just any random brand because you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to go to brands that, you know, fall into your niche. I fall into anime, pop culture, and technology, gaming, and all that stuff. So I do gaming and I also do like artwork most cases and digital art and traditional art. So I have niches that I can jump into. It's just that these companies are stingy as hell. So I don't know how the hell, because I'll send them like a AI written letter as professional as possible. And sometimes I'll even write the letter myself just to see if it's the AI or not. No, they both work the same. They don't respond, or if they do respond, they'll say, "Oh, we sent your application to our marketing team, blah blah blah, and we'll send you a message, blah blah blah, if we decide to work with you." Never get no message. So like, that just either proves I'm not famous enough, or I don't have enough ROI, return on investment, for their cause, so they don't see the point of working with me. I hate it because it's like, I could wait for them, but I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm not that. If you donate, you donate. And then if you do donate, that always falls into a commission. So I'm not doing it I'm not getting the money for free. I have to work for it. So like, say you dropped, say you dropped $10, which is the minimum for a commission. I'll do you a commission. Like, or 20, if once it's past $10, I have to do you a commission. Depending on what the commission wanting is and the amount. But like, there is tiers to this, but like, I can't just get money for free. Like how these streamers be sitting there getting like, I don't know, 10 grand for like no reason and doing absolutely nothing. They're like Hassan will just sit there and just watch someone do a reaction, not really giving them a lot of like information. He'll just leave and go to the bathroom, take a piss, and don't come back to like whenever he feels like with the thing running. You know what I'm saying? Not entertaining his audience. I can't do that. That's crazy.
If it wasn't for free. And that's the way that I look at it. And then, like I said, this is going to start the conversations of people thinking to themselves, like, yo, is this worth 20K in rent?
Nope.
The reason why they had to stay in that house and pay FaZe, which is funny, that the most profitable month in the FaZe organization is going to be the month that they all left, because they're going to collect the rent off of those guys. But for them to find a house for all of those guys,
and I also have a real problem with collaborations. I don't like doing collaborations per se. I'm not against it. I just don't like doing them because I feel like it doesn't feel real to me. I think we're all, like, it feels like it's strange because I'll do a collaboration per se. I wouldn't say collaboration, but I'd rather play with my mods than I play with like another streamer, because I feel like once that starts happening, we're only talking because we just happen to be in the same, like, quote unquote industry. All right, thank you. Let's go. So like it just feels like we're only talking for that reason. We don't really like each other like that. We don't really like enjoy each other's company. We're just talking because you have a similar audience or size of audience. I have a similar size of audience. It just feels not real to me. So this is why I think I'm not growing as fast as I should, because I'm not open to the idea of like doing collaborations. I just feel like it's kind of meh. Sorry about that. I'm learning English. I understand a few sentences. That's not my problem. Keep talking. I'm listening. No, I'm good. I'm good. Do your thing.
To move. Number two, to find a crib with that many rooms that are big rooms, like these guys have nice rooms in LA, is difficult. And then for them to
in LA, what? I didn't know that was in LA. Like, oh, actually, I'm stupid not to think they're not in LA. I'm stupid for not thinking that. I am finally going to fix up or finish this drawing of this Warhammer 40K drawing commission chibi thing I'm doing.
Of acquiring the crib and all the paperwork and all that, they're not trying to go through that. So it's either they were going to stay at that house, which it seems that they're going to do, which I like that, or they were probably just going to end up living in different places. I would just live in different places. I want to be proven wrong in this. I think Silky's going to be the first guy out of there. And then after that, I think most of them will be able to keep it together. Jason. It's Silky and then maybe Jason after. The other guys, I can see being an authentic group. Like Ronaldo, Lacey, and Adapt. I can see that being a trio.
People still wear Supreme?
Who else? I feel like they didn't remember.
Yes, they do! We ironically still wear Supreme out here. I didn't know people still wear that.
Yes, that'll show
up. I thought that died back in like
those three guys I see being
2015, 2014.
And Jason just slowly drifting off and doing his own thing after that. I think he wants to keep it together, but it's not that he doesn't fit with them. It's just a more complicated. My reasoning for it is a lot more complicated than I can put across in this video. But yeah, we're already seeing some friction, and rent is a pain, and it's January too. So Stable Ronaldo was talking about how much his income took a dip. I think he took like a 60-70% dip in income from December. So this month's rent is going to hit hard for Lacey. Hopefully, he can maintain his income without splurging a little bit too much.
I hate these people. Why are you splurging? Why are you making? Man, I would save some. Put your money in stocks and stuff. You guys got money. You guys don't got money in stocks? Put in some real estate, dude. Oh my God. Put in like technology. Put some money in some Nvidia. You're making some crazy cash. And you got the money. You're paying $100,000 a month. Put some money in some like in Nvidia. Or Walmart or something. Damn, these people are stupid. You're out here telling to your chat, turn on the on 1%. I would say majority, but invest that. Like take a good portion, like 25% of what you make, or not? Yeah, 25% of what you make, because they make crazy money, and put it in some stocks. I would put it like Nvidia, real estate, stocks, medical stocks. You know what I'm saying? Restaurants, like say like Burger King, McDonald's. I'll say McDonald's. I think McDonald's is probably the biggest fast food chain out of all of them. I think it's like McDonald's, Burger King, Coca-Cola. I'll put Coca-Cola or like Burger King. Technologies like Nvidia. I would put it in Tesla. I'll put it in Microsoft, even though I hate Microsoft. Yeah. Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Bro, I'm telling you. You know how much money they make just off like cereal brands alone? Not even just off their own brand, but like cereal, Kellogg's. So I would put money in that. But like these kids are dumb. They'll make like a good like a few $100,000, right? And then they'll just go to the club and just spend it off stupid women who don't like them. Popping bottles and stuff, paying overpriced drinks for no reason just because they can. That is dumb. Beyond stupid. I never, even when I was in my 20s, I did that nonsense. That is stupid. You're stupid. Anyone who does that, you're really just mentally ill. Stop doing that. Especially if you got money, you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. I understand celebrating was one thing, but when you make that like a habit to go pay and popping bottles that is like more expensive than your whole rent, you're dumb. You're dumb. You don't see Bill Gates doing nonsense like this. You know what I'm saying? You don't see Elon Musk doing nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just dumb. Just ignorant stupidness. It's just
whips and his girlfriend. But let me know what y'all think in the comments.
You guys don't invest in anything.
And hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm gonna see you on the next one.
Or like either better yet, they could have bought like, I would have probably bought, because my dad brought this up to me. He's like, no, they do. They, oh, what you mean? The billionaires? Or are you talking about these kids? Because they do. They let everyone know their problems. This is horrible, horrible. Let me see. Oh, billionaires? Yeah, they keep that to themselves.
AI, everything. It's coming. Literally everything. Even in the most useless circumstances, AI is being ham-fisted into it. Soon, your silverware is going to be AI integrated, where it'll be telling you, you know, Charles, it seems like you're looking for an awfully big portion of this spaghetti here. Are you looking to put on pounds? Like shaming you or something if you're eating too much food. Like everything is getting AI. Millions of dollars going into the most useless implementations of AI imaginable because it's just this gold rush that has broken the brains of every tech company on the planet.
This is part why I don't think it was made by us. I think it was given us by aliens. I'm starting to think this because this thing is way too. It's, you know, when something's happening, like, you know, when there's like a natural movement of something. Well, they're not really hoarding it. They invest that money. They invest that stuff. Let me see here.
Learned about, of course, the Razer Goon Tube. Then there's the Sony AI patent that will play the games for you if you blow major acid gaming. There's also the HyperX Brain Reader AI headset. Like, it's all just so fucking fundamental trash. Like, even from a conceptual standpoint, they are just terrible ideas that AI does nothing to actually improve anything with what they're pitching here. It just makes shit worse and makes everything more expensive for consumers. It sucks. So let's see a little bit more about it, huh? You saw Razer's new AI waifu hologram. It's called Project Ava. Just like an Alexa, but your little AI assistant.
Yeah. Yeah, they usually it's all about investing. Real estate, everything I just said is what they do. They don't really hoard it. They just know how to circulate it. That's the difference. The difference is a lot of people think they're hoarding it. They're not. They actually use it. They just know how to use it better than us. Especially with connections and notoriety. Then if we kill the aliens and put AIs in their brains, you just literally depowered a villain for a new one. Like, we didn't really go anywhere. We're back to square one. You just made a whole new. It's like, oh, well, we kill Frieza, but we let's turn him to Cell. It's like really not much of a difference if you think about it. It's the same villain to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Different villain, same shit.
Let's take a peek. Project
more annoying
Ava,
scale if you ask me.
Razer's AI gaming assistant has physical form now. Whoopee.
Why is he showing us?
Wow. For gamers who want their backseat gamer to be a little cute. For those who need a refresher, Project Ava is Razer's real-time gaming co-pilot, an AI assistant that essentially acts as a backseat gamer for you.
What?
While you're playing, Ava, represented here by a character named Kira, offers live advice, tips, and commentary.
Yeah, it's like it's not real much of a difference. He's just slightly more depowered. You know what I'm saying? So
it's coaching, but with a personality and a face. There's a trailer for it. You can change the waifu into faker. You can change the hold on, maybe I was too quick to judge. You can change the waifu into faker.
You can change them.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Morning, Joey.
No, this is real.
Snoring again.
No, this is actually real. This is at CSS. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. You can actually get an anime waifu in a pod. It's an AI thing. It's real. Yeah, it's real. It's not. This one's not April Fool's thing. This is a real thing. It's at CES.
Promising future of gaming. What in it?
Yeah, there's a whole. It's a whole like article on it. It's from CES. We might get to see it this week since CES started today. I didn't know it started today, so we might get to see it. Yeah, there's a Miku one. Yeah, there's like those already exist, but like this is probably a more upgraded version of that.
Whoa, that's so cool. It was claimed that testing participants resulted in an improved reaction time of around 43 milliseconds on average, a number that was made even more pronounced by testing the headset with pro esports players. A promising future of gaming, one where understanding your mind becomes as natural as understanding your mechanics by making brain-computer interfaces intuitive and invisible inside the tools players already use. We're proving that neuroscience can meaningfully elevate performance and transform the way people play. We've always been about empowering power players with the best technology to play.
Would you really? Would you really, bro? Would you really have it talk crazy? I don't know. I'll probably have my thing say a bunch of racist, out-of-line, bigoted stuff just for the laws. Just to see how people will respond. That should be funny to me. Bring back Call of Duty lobbies. That'd be fun as hell. I think that'd be hilarious.
In collaboration with Neurable, we look forward to giving more insight
into the most insane out-of-touch stuff.
Impacts their gameplay to ultimately make them as competitive as possible. Am I understanding this correctly? So it doesn't actually like do anything to like jolt your brain into being faster. It's giving you data on your reaction times and stuff.
It's this anime chick just talking crazy to you. It's like, what the hell? What is this?
Cognitive skills and focus impact your gameplay, which to me feels pretty fucking obvious. But I guess hard numbers maybe helps someone out there. I don't need to know that my reflexes are shit. See, that's what like I don't see how it helps you improve your reaction time by just giving you the data. I can also get my reaction time data by going to like humanbenchmark.com and testing it. I don't see how this improves reaction time by on average 43 milliseconds. But shit, who am I to doubt the power of AI? Imagine the superhuman you could be if you combined all of these.
Thank you for coming in. I appreciate
it. AI gaming headset for reaction time, AI goon tube for backseat gaming, and the AI patent to play the game for you. You would be the next faker. It's like Lawnmower Man. It is very much like Lawnmower Man. Actually, that's a good point to bring up. How are gaming companies prepared to deal with fake AI players? They're not. They just literally are not. They can't even deal with human cheaters right now, let alone AI bots that play their games. There's nothing they will be able to do to stop it. And all online gaming will suffer when that becomes more commonplace. You think this is also geared towards accessibility and disabled players for Sony, that is? I could see that argument in some capacity, but it's not like... The accessibility it's offering is more so like, we'll just complete it for you. That's kind of the antithesis to accessibility. I actually think all of the
Skeleton.
accessibility that Microsoft has done is in a good direction. I know I poo-poo on Microsoft all the time, but I am actually always impressed with how seriously they take accessibility controls for disabled gamers. This is not really that. This is just giving you the solutions or doing it for you. It's not really an accessibility tool.
So wait, it's gaming
why do we
for
need
you?
this when they already have Atreus telling me how to solve a puzzle? That's true. They already did accomplish this without AI. They didn't need patents for Atreus just vomiting out every solution. What's the difference between watching a video and watching AI do it for the solution, though? The difference of millions and millions and millions of dollars in resources.
I don't know.
Put into the
I don't know that like everything's coming back in full circle. We're getting to a point where feminists are so feminist that they have men in their ranks. We're getting to a point that gamers technology is getting so good for gamers that you're not even playing the game anymore. You know what I'm saying? Things are getting to the point where it comes back full circle that you're not even doing anything anymore. You have something doing it for you now at this point. Everything goes back to where it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God.
The AI doing it for you when you can just for free right now without any big detrimental effect on the industry, type in YouTube Uncharted walkthrough for whatever you're stuck on. That's the big difference. You hear Nvidia is reproducing 3060 GPUs. I saw the headline. I forgot to look into that.
Reproducing 3060s. Why?
I wonder if they're going to be the same price that they were back when it first released. My gut tells me probably not. Why do you think Valve cares so much about something being AI or not compared to other companies? For me,
really don't
it's a pretty
know.
obvious answer to that. I don't even know if it's the right answer, but maybe it's just because of my faith in the company. Valve has shown for almost 2 decades now that it really does value a good product. It values the consumer, and that's why it has a de facto monopoly on PC gaming. People just choose Valve despite there being alternatives. No one goes to them because Valve is just the gold standard. It actually is just the most consumer-friendly platform in the space, period. So I feel like Valve understands that the consumer wants to be informed on if the product uses AI. So Valve gives you the tools to see that yourself and make your own decisions if that means something to you. Whereas
Because Valve doesn't treat their customers like pea-brain idiots. Valve knows that gamers are not stupid. So they're not going to play that game with them like how other companies look at gamers. That's the difference. That is literally the difference. So,
they make all those decisions and don't give a fuck about like what the consumers and players actually want. It's all about how they can squeeze money out of them. That's what I think. It could be wrong though. But I feel like Valve has a very good track record when it comes to just like actually delivering a quality product.
Quality product.
Because there is literally no reason why every company wouldn't just follow Valve's example when it comes to AI. Just tell the consumers if there's...
No, because if they follow their rule, if they follow the way that Valve does things, they make less money. They're not going to make, like, exceeding amounts of profit. That's pretty much what it is. It's just lazy. It's just lazy gaming, if you call it lazy gaming. Or, like, it's like no coding. Like, no code. Like, you're so good at coding that you guys coded something that doesn't allow you people to code. You don't have to worry about coding. So you become your own replacement. You become your own replacement.
If this is an AI game. If they don't like AI games, they won't play it. If they like AI games, they'll buy it and play it. There is nothing
I
wrong.
don't care for Disney. Disney can burn hell. Disney stopped being Disney since their late 2000s. I think Disney stopped being Disney ever since they went woke and started to do DEI nonsense. I don't care for Disney in the slightest. I don't care for the majority of these companies anymore. When I grew up with them, I don't care for them at all. They can all burn in hell. They should have they all should have learned and said, you know what? Maybe it's best if we just stay on Netflix and did our distribution stuff and didn't really worry about any of that stuff. Nope, they didn't do that. They got greedy. The mouse got greedy. Everyone got greedy. Now they're merging and killing each other. I really do not. I think Disney was at its most diverse when it was not forced to be diverse. Disney and all these other shows was at their most diverse when they're not. If you go back to most shows, it was extremely diverse back then. So when people say it was not diverse, they're lying to you. So, pirate, huh?
With giving consumers more information. That is a good thing, no matter how you spin it. Keeping it a secret, that's shady, that's scummy.
Yes.
Remember, Valve started Battle Pass. Did they? I don't think they were the first. What they did start, though, is gaming gambling. The loot boxes.
Yeah, I'm not for Disney at all. Disney.
They opened Pandora's box there. I don't know about the Battle Pass, though. The Dota
Oh,
2
yeah,
compendiums
Stripperella. I remember that as a kid. Prince movie? Did we ever? Oh yeah, Stripperella. I remember watching that as a kid. I was a kid. I was in middle school. Stripperella. I remember it was a girl. It was literally a stripper superhero. She was a stripper superhero. It was times was different. It was the Spike era. Where Spike was just doing whatever the hell they want, and the Man Show and all those different things. All those people who are now woke were on those shows and had no problem producing those shows. Like what's his name? Jimmy Kimmel. He woke as hell. But like back then, he was on the Man Show saying a bunch of stuff that could probably get him canceled today. But then again, cancellation doesn't work anymore because that is gone. That people say what they actually feel now. Yeah, Stan Lee made her. I remember that. I forgot what was the actual reason, but like it was interesting. I think it only had one season. I don't think it had more than 2, if I remember right. But then again, it was the era where anything was just going. I think everyone was still running off that Y2K hype or high where, you know, the world was going to end. And then when that didn't happen, you know, it's like, you know what? Let's party like it's still 1999 within the early 2000s. People were still kind of expecting the world coming to end. I love it. It does get to a point, but I am glad that people, I rather have you mentally ill and say what you need to say than pretend and think this way and then expect you to be on the same level with me when you're not. You're probably insane. I'd rather you be honest and say what you need to say than you pretending to be something you're not and then, you know, technically like planning my death. You know what I'm saying? In that sense, like, I'd rather you be real with yourself and say whatever insane take you have than you planning my death in the future. Because, I don't know, our politics, you're low-key, your politics don't align with mine type stuff. So I'd rather that. I don't like mentally ill people doing stuff, but then again, it is what it is. I'd rather you know than not know. So that's the beauty of that. And curse.
The first battle passes. I think all of this started with Bethesda trying to sell us horse armor. It would have always ended up this way. Bethesda was just the first one to do it. There's no world where gaming evolving into the absolute juggernaut industry it is today wouldn't have been exploited in the exact same way.
I started around 5.
Yeah, that's how
so
we
I
got
was running late.
Was talking about Project
it's 8,
Ava.
so
that's how we went down this fucking rabbit hole.
8:11. And I started at 5:15.
It's so ass.
It's not that long.
I really do not even see who this in particular is for. I don't.
You really don't. Come on, Charlie. Come on. Don't play this game. Don't play stupid. You know who this is for. We all know who this is for. Don't play this game like you don't know who this is for. We all know who this is for. Come on.
Outside of Gooners, like I mean, like the target demographic it's looking for is like gamers looking to improve their gaming and also have like a social companion. But I don't see it ever being utilized for that.
No, but Charlie, what you don't understand is that they're saying gaming because it's a visual like representation of like an anime chick, and they're usually associated with anime, video games, manga, blah blah, pop culture. So if you can just label it under for gamers instead of say for gooners, people are going to buy it. So like when I think of it this way, it's like this. Like it's like my ferrofluid, right? The ferrofluid I have on my desk when I'm doing traditional work, you guys ask what that is. If I had this chick sitting there on the desk instead of the Ferrofluid, two things are gonna happen. People are gonna want it, or people are gonna ask me I'm a gooner. Ah, he divorced her, you know. He actually divorced her. He got divorced by her. He divorced her. Oh yeah, he said, I remember I had draw a sketch of me as Goku, and I had like 3 comments talking Goku isn't black. Also kind of why I'm scared. It doesn't matter. Look, listen, I don't think there's something you should be scared of. Like, you gotta learn something about life. No matter how positive or how negative something may be, it's going to get some form of ire from somebody. So it's like expected. So like you could be a kid show right now, right? You can write something. You can like be writing a kid show, and someone's gonna say, "Are you into kids because you're writing a kid show?" Some person's gonna flip it on you on some weird way in their headcanon that something's wrong with you because you're doing something positive, you're doing something probably negative, you're doing something in between. There's always someone complaining who won't do what you're doing in the first place, so they're just gonna complain. Don't even pay it no mind. I don't think that's something to be worried about. I like even if they say, "Oh, Goku's not black," I'm like, "Oh, he's black now." Yeah, so like, come on, come on. Everyone was doing everyone did Kamehameha and all that stuff back in the day. The Kamehameha wave. We all did the whole Dragon Ball Z scream when we was kids, whether in secret or in private, whether in private or in public. Whether you're friends, we did all the fusion dances and stuff, but we didn't say we're Goku. We just liked the show. You don't have to. And even if you drew yourself as Goku, you can just say to them, well, I'm just in Goku's gi. I'm just in the gi. Or if you drew yourself looking at Goku with the hair and stuff, it's like, well, that's just my thing. I like to be Goku. He's not black, no, but then again, I would like to be Goku. I just happen to be black, but you don't have to take it so seriously to the point that, and this is the stupidest part. You know that Goku's not black, right? They know this. He's not turning black tomorrow because you point this out. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense to get upset with that. If you know he's not black, just move on. No one's making him black. A person who happens to be black, drawing him as themselves, who happen to be black, I don't think that's something you should get mad at. You know he's not black. They know he's not black. That's the whole point.
It will absolutely just be like a replacement friend. Who the fuck is going to want AI to backseat game them forever? Offering snarky...
Well, when you think of it now, you got a girlfriend. They all want a girlfriend, so having a girlfriend backseat you behind an anime chick is like a dream come true for them. Give them a fake experience that will never happen, so that's one thing you can give them. Maybe that's what this is for. That's why they say it's for gaming, but it's really for gooners. Let's call it for what it is. Who just wants to, because she looks like she has no pants on, so like you tell me what, you know what I'm saying.
Your remarks like, have you tried hitting your headshots? Sounds like shit.
It's just wife simulator. Right? Like you're literally it's nagging wife anime simulator. That's what it is. It's a simulating anime wife simulator nag. That's why you're just nagging me. That's what this is. These men are not going to see any marriage, so they might as well just get a computer that kind of simulates it.
That's a meme or not. I've said this a million times. My heart fucking breaks for the people that are growing up with this kind of thing being normalized and like their main socialization coming through a computer screen, not being able to connect to human beings. I have so much empathy for that.
Let me see. I would rather not have
a
girlfriend in real life than an AI one.
Which is why I advocate so strongly for disconnecting, bucking the trend of relying on AI to be your pathway into the world or what you think is the world. And instead going out and actually trying to make meaningful connections with human beings and socialize with real people. You sound like the Unabomber. Was the Unabomber talking about AI goon tubes too?
The path of the...
I haven't read his manifesto in a while. I can't recall if that was one of his big pillars. Ironically,
I just code something, give her a virtual hot dog or something.
It's called Lepro Amy. It's designed specifically for emotional intimacy.
There it is. There it is.
Help all of the lonely people.
There it is.
That's the solution. To isolate further. Can't say I've heard of this one. Lepro Amy.
Got him.
This was also
we got
announced
him,
at
boys.
CES.
We got him.
And it is also another goon tube. Well, I guess not fully a tube. You'd have to like pop that off, which it doesn't seem like would be very easy.
Hello,
device
Rowan.
the Chinese company openly markets not just as AI companion, but an AI soulmate. Oh, good idea. There was no live demo as the show floor was too loud, according to staff, which felt oddly fitting for a product meant to simulate emotional intimacy. Even silent, Amy drew a crowd. Very cool. What do you mean?
In a weird way, that's not technically a bad thing.
People don't need an AI friend or soulmate. That's why we're born in this world, to find our AI soulmate. And then die in front of it, fucking 80 years completely alone, living off Doritos and pizza and broken dreams. That's the utopia.
That's the whole point, boys.
There's a few movies about that, but there's one people always reference, the Joaquin Phoenix one. Her, I think.
Her?
The guy who married Miku is just living in 2025. Oh man, that guy was so ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was.
What was his name? I can't even remember now. The guy who married Miku a few years back. Yeah, this guy.
Let me see. Just
he
give me
saw
a
the
manga
vision.
cafe thing.
He knew where we were heading. And now we
Right
locked
there
down
and
Miku
cheap,
so no one else can have her.
Oh god, I met
Didn't
with a
he
kid
get sad when
Jenny was
Miku
alone.
underwent maintenance? Yeah, that was actually... This whole story is really sad. Like, it is like legitimately
Mikey.
sad. But you're referencing when they brought her down for like a patch or something, so his wife basically died for a little while. The whole thing is like legitimately actually sad though.
Yep. Oh, it's over. Oh, it's finished. I hate when it does that. Sometimes I don't realize it's done. Be like dead quiet. Nvidia actually hates us.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mutahar, and I love talking about video gaming. Now, this video's got a lot of positivity, despite the fact that I'm pretty sure Nvidia hates video gamers. Okay, pretty substantially. I stand by that 100%. Now, the reason why I come out telling you that Nvidia hates the gamers is I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off.
I'm not attacking him, but whenever someone says video gamers, I always feel like you don't play games. I don't know why. Instead of saying gamers, you said video gamers. Sounds so weird to say outside.
I'll straight up and tell you guys, ladies and gentlemen, that we're at a point where things are at such shortages that Nvidia's CEO is going around saying, yeah, we might resurrect some old graphic cards. We might sell you some old slop here, some old inventory. Because, guys, we're too busy selling off the good stuff to all those big AI companies out there. So, again, I don't want to just mince words here. I feel like there's a lot of clickbait on the internet, but I'm just going to give you the man's words right here. So, Paul Alcorn from Tom's Hardware goes, hey, Jensen,
It just sounds
the price
weird
of
saying
gaming
video
GPUs,
gamers.
especially
It just
the
sounds
latest
weird
and
to me.
greatest, are really becoming high, which might be due to some restrictions on supply and production capacity, one would assume. Yeah, I feel like that really is just you hit the nail on the head there, pal. Do you think that maybe spinning up production on some of the older generation GPUs on older process nodes where there might be more available production would help with that?
Suddenly will device you see how that sounds? It sounds weird.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. We could possibly, depending on which generation. And we could also bring the latest generational AI technology to the previous generation GPUs. That'll require a fair amount of engineering, but it's also within the realm of possibility. I'm going to go back and take a look at this. It's a good idea. Now, you might be wondering, oh man, that sounds like, a question. That sounds like an answer on the spot, Muda. And the reality of it is that, look, he's probably got to go back to the bean counters, go, hold on,
Not
guys.
really.
Is
We'll
supporting the gaming community beneficial for us as a company? Do we make money with the big AI boys, or do we make money with the gamers?
Digital screen
Nvidia's
goggles.
not going to side with the gamers, dumbass. Their stock prices wouldn't be friendly with that. Get the fuck out of here. Now, of course, obviously for me, I'm at a point where I think Nvidia just straight up does not care much for gaming. And it kind of burns me because when you look at the graphic card market, right? You know, Nvidia is kind of like the top dog, okay? They're like the goddamn Chanel of graphics cards. They're the bee's knees, if you will. The beef filet mignon. You know, they're usually the ones with kind of the best technology, the best actual hardware, you know? Really, if you're talking about the strongest graphics cards on the market, probably Team Green. And then, of course, you get Team Red with AMD, where, you know, AMD is not bad. I'm not going to say they're terrible, especially if you're a Linux gamer like me. They're actually not bad cards, but they're never going to, the best of the AMD is never going to match to the best of Nvidia, okay? You really don't have a competitor in that line. And I don't know what the fuck Intel is doing. Never bought an Intel GPU. I don't even know anybody that owns an Intel GPU. But I have heard that in some cases they're pretty goddamn cool. Look, at the end of the day, Nvidia is kind of where most of the lion market share is, okay? Most people buy Nvidia GPUs. And unfortunately, we're at a point where, you know, times be tough. AI companies be grabbing all of our hardware. And we gamers might have to consider looking into the past just to get a GPU at reasonable prices. Because if you look at some of the prices for, you know, a lot of GPUs nowadays, the prices be bad, okay? If you go to Canada Computers, for instance, you know, a RAM kit that is 32 gigabytes is up there at $371, which absolutely hurts.
Not gonna lie, boys, I'm kind of scared that once this RAM comes into the mail in a couple of days, I'm gonna be so pissed if it gives me something completely or it's not working, it's dead on arrival. I'm gonna be so mad. But then again, I will still get my monies back, so it's not that much of a loss. It would just be a waste of my time. I'll be so annoyed. I'm trying to hold out hope. I'm trying to hold out hope, boys. I'm hoping that this is real. I paid $60. I was like, yeah, that's a steal, but this is sus. But I want to see if I can pull it off.
Every part of my soul to see, and that's actually if it's even available. But Muda, what about a graphics card? Well, if you want to get that,
I will tell you if I'm pissed. If I mess up, I'll make a video on it. I'll tell you.
$2,899 at the cheapest. That's not even available anymore. Okay, so let's just scratch that out of the mix. Now there's some for like
I already know the big red flag right there.
4,100. For context, a Canadian $3,824 is actually equivalent to a $2,700.
Oh man, you have no idea how I felt, boys, when I saw that. Like, I went on TikTok shop, right? I was in TikTok shop looking for samples, and when I saw that price, I was like, oh shit, $60. That was the same one I was looking for. That was the same one I put in the cart, right? And it was 80 something, 84 at the time, before the whole like skyrocket GPUs and CPUs and graphics cards and SSDs and all that stuff started going up. Now it was at 300 something. Now it dropped to 60. I was like, I'm gonna buy this now. And it was only like 2 left. So I bought it off rip. So I'm hoping that I can it's going to work. Because it's a T-Force 2. It's a T-Force 2 RAM that I bought. So I'm hoping, because I have T-Force 2s, I want to slot them in and have 4 of them. So the computer can run a lot more smoothly. So.
American. You still
Plus, I have the SSD that's sitting. I want to put them both in. I was going to put an SSD and just start getting back into gaming again, like downloading some games and buying some games. But like once I saw that, I was like, nah, I'm going to hold off till I get this and see if this works out.
I can afford it, but that's what the prices look like, okay? It's not good. Buying a top-scale GPU has just blown up beyond proportion. You know, back in the day, I swear to God, when I looked at the most expensive GPUs on the market, this is when I was substantially younger, substantially happier in life. You know, there were GPUs that were like $1,000 of the most expense, right? Like you had the GTX Titan, and I used to sit there and be like, what kind of fucking rich fuck buys that? And unfortunately, it seems like $1,000 is what you have to pay to pretty much get like the entry to mid-level GPU. Maybe the mid-level is where it is. I shouldn't say that I'm unhappy in life. I'm actually very happy in life. I've got an amazing partner. I've got an amazing family. I've got good things going on, okay? I just wanted to, like, recorrect that, okay? Karma be a bitch sometimes. So I gotta be thankful where I'm thankful at. But a lot of gamers can't really be thankful because shit is expensive. trying to build a computer these days? What are you, fucking crazy? They cost as much as a car these days, and so you can get a used motor vehicle. Okay, I swear to God, there are computers nowadays, when you put the build together, they cost more than my first car, my first used vehicle. All right, crazy shit. I've been kind of blown away with is like, you know, why is everything getting super duper expensive? Well, one of the projects that I saw, this is a deviation from the Nvidia thing, and I had to mention in this video because it really blew my mind away. Now, this is not April 1st, okay? If you look at the day right now, it's January 7th, okay? So this is laying around. But this is something from Razer, different company. No, it's green. It's you know, I feel like green is just related to douche in the tech sphere. This is Project Ava. Now, what is this Project Ava, you might be wondering? Oh, well, this is a desk companion. Meet Ava, your 24/7 AI companion, designed to live right alongside you.
Oh, God.
I want to die, dude. I want to fucking die. Powered by advanced AI, Ava features a dynamic personality that learns and evolves based on your interaction. Let me check what AI powers this, by the way. Hold on, let me do a quick check. For now, Ava is based on XAI's Grok engine.
Oh my
open
God.
and scalable architecture. Oh, that seems like a great AI to put it on. The one that was undressing little children and shit. That seems great. That seems awesome. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share you a little video of this shit too. Like, the whole concept is like you just have this little like anime hentai ooh girl sitting there. This poor fuck.
Yeah, that's real. Like I said, it is real. That's
You know
real.
what's crazy? There was a show back in the day called Code Monkeys. You know, it used to air
Oh
on
yeah,
G4.
on G4. I remember seeing this. Oh my gosh, didn't anyone remember Code Monkeys? Oh my goodness, this is old. Damn, this is actually showing my age. Code Monkeys.
And Todd had no friends. Todd was a smelly fucking virgin neckbeard. Todd's only friend was a little AI buddy he had on him. It was supposed to be a joke, right? Todd has no friends
Now we're living in
except
real
ones
life.
and zeros. We're at a point where Todd's AI
Code
exists for you to
Monkeys.
buy. So put on those fucking cat ears and talk to your AI friend, your AI husbando, your AI waifu, your AI daddy, if you will. That's kind of this is why RAM costs so much, okay? Is because some people can have a permanent goon cum jar sitting on the side, powered by XAI or whatever AI they want in the future. But you know,
No, I should rewatch it. I'm not gonna lie. I will rewatch it. Like that, I'm gonna watch that. Give it a watch again. See how much offensive it is now compared to back then. That's crazy.
the things that AI has kind of done.
Oh, you watched it? You watched it, bro? Did you watch it, bro? Hello, Mr. Editor. What's going on, dude?
Marketing bullshit that I have ever seen. So there's a game called Resident Evil Requiem that I'm really excited to play. It actually looks pretty goddamn awesome. Now, one of the things that I saw over here was another blatant example of NVIDIA's marketing fucking gimmicks and lies. So I wanted to walk you through this, okay? Now, mind you, this is a game that I'm excited for, and if you're looking at the footage for it, it looks pretty damn good.
Yep.
Like, Resident Evil RE Engine
Yes, they
games
have.
are genuinely, in my opinion, some of the best things. Now, Resident Evil comes with something known as path tracing. Now, for anybody that doesn't know what path tracing is, okay, there's regular rasterized lighting that you've probably seen in video games. You know, you play something like Metal Gear Solid 5, shit looks pretty damn good. Now, ray tracing, you know, that's when lighting is calculated by rays that are firing off in the game's engine and hitting various objects, therefore creating a realistic depiction of how light bounces and works in a natural environment. That's how reflections end up looking good, shadows look good, yada, yada, yada.
On Twitter specifically.
Games take a lot of processing power when they do ray tracing. Now, when you want to deal with things like ray tracing or even path tracing, to show you some comparisons, I brought up Grand Theft Auto 5 as I thought it serves as a pretty good way to understand and to show you visually how these things sort of play around. Now, at Franklin's house, if you look at, for instance, the non-path traced image and the path traced image, or ray traced rather, and I'll put up indicators on the screen that show you which images, you know, running in traditional lighting or not, you can actually see that, you know, on first glance, you may not notice things. But look very carefully at images like this, for instance, where when you zoom into specific corners, you can see that the ray traced version actually has much more realistic bounce lighting. So when the light kind of hits around various objects, you can see that various colors start to bleed and affect other colors, how light works naturally. Reflections, for instance, are much more clearer and make more sense in the ray traced version.
You can always paste
because
videos,
they're
but
just usually
that's gonna be a problem.
the actual reflections based on rays that are traced. The data that is
Welcome, no XPPen.
with the traced rays in this case. Now, obviously, there are better examples too. For instance, in the parking garage, you can see that the ray traced version has light that's bleeding into the edges. So as sunlight comes in, it bounces across the various objects, and it looks far more realistic. Whereas without the ray tracing, you can see that it looks a bit flatter. You can even see on the ground the reflections of various vehicles driving
you guys
by
can't
make
see
more
this, I'm
sense in
sorry.
the ray traced version as opposed to the regular. That said, if you don't really think these are important visual additions, because ultimately in the end, this all just hinges on the fact that if you have the graphic hardware for it, enable these features. There is definitely a performance hit, like you are on average losing like 50 to 60 frames, and mind you, this is me enabling things like frame generation. Because in order to make this work, we have to use something known as upscaling. There's a way this magic can be done, and it comes at a cost. So how do we achieve this? So what you would do is you would render the game internally at a lower resolution, something like 720p, for instance, meaning that you could ray trace really well, but 720p looks like dog shit on a 1080p screen. So what DLSS would do is it would render that 720p and use AI to upscale that image so that it looked closer to 1080p.
I know it's
Now,
wrong,
when
but
this
I don't time,
technology
I gotta
first
move
came out, it
fast.
didn't look like it was 1080p, but it looked better than 720. Now, in the last couple of years, DLSS super resolution has actually gotten so good that even a upscaled image can actually look as good as native sometimes, at least in my experience. I have no issue with DLSS, especially when it provides performance boosts for older GPUs. That's kind of what I thought it was there for, right? Like, let's say you had an old GPU, couldn't run games like Resident Evil well, but through DLSS, your GPU would probably get like an extra 2 years. Now it seems like developers just want to use this technology instead of actually optimizing their game. So to show you guys what Resident Evil looks like with path tracing, now path tracing is ray tracing, but a far more aggressive form, right? Where it's bouncing a lot more, calculations. It's doing a lot more things all at once. And it leads to some pretty cool visuals under the right circumstances. So games like Cyberpunk 2077 look fucking great. However, when you enable path tracing, even on a 4090 like my system, frame rates go all the way down to like fucking 20,
later, bro.
okay? Sometimes even less. So you need to, mind you, then generate fake frames in order to make the game look somewhat playable and fluid. So to give you an idea, this is like their showcase for ray tracing. Now again, I want to kind of look at the visuals for you. So when you see the RTX off, I feel like that's when they run the game at the lowest fucking possible settings, just so the actual visual difference looks huge, okay? Like, hey, marketing is a crazy game. Now, obviously, for a lot of people, you probably look at this and be like, damn, the game looks fucking great. And I think it looks great. I think that game looks
Thank you for the
hard,
fire. Let's
all right?
go.
The lighting is pretty solid, and PCs look cool. It looks really nice. I'm excited to play this game. Now, when you enable ray tracing on, RTX on, you can see that, whoa, okay, so what changed? Well, I'm going to point things out for you real quickly, just so you guys understand, so it's not marketing fluff. For instance, look up at this little sign, right? Great Plate Champions. Now, with RTX on, you see that little orange hue? Well, it's because path tracing is actually calculating the light that's off screen, so there's probably like a orange or like street light or something that is flying into this, and it looks realistic.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care.
I can't.
Not because what he's saying is wrong or anything. I just don't care because like it doesn't matter. Because like even if we all know that we don't got the money, time, or like resources to be buying all that to care. So.
Look at myself without.
Okay, this is from Maury. It says Gen Z is losing their mind. All that ray tracing nonsense, I really don't care, because most of the time I'm not paying attention to the reflections and the puddles when I'm playing a game. I'm usually trying to strangle someone in a video game, not trying to care about the puddles.
Being disgusted, like what the is that?
This is literally says Gen Z is losing their mind. This is from Maury. He just posted this 3 hours ago.
See, at this point, you just gotta log off, man, because we live in a vapid day and age where people are so socially addicted to social media that it's gotten to the point to where the constant compare and contrast of other individuals online is leading young women like this to being completely disgusted with themselves. Like, this is not healthy. It's not normal. And I don't know if this is just rage bait or clip farming, but she looks to be a little teary-eyed and I don't know, man. I don't know. She genuinely looks sad. And I gotta say, this is a form of mental illness induced by obsessive social media use. Bro, people gotta log off, man. Top comment says kind of effed up for everyone to just be pointing and laughing at mentally ill young Gen Z kids, to be honest. Locked inside their homes or their rooms for an entire year alone during COVID. And
oh my God, can we stop blaming that? We gotta stop this. Stop this. Stop saying this nonsense. This is stupid now. Stop saying this. This is dumb. Like, that nonsense has to come to an end. Not all the kids who were stuck in COVID went crazy and started saying stupid stuff and they just can't do it. They just can't socialize after 1 year of being in the house. Come on, man. It's not that big of a deal. When you really think about it, that was like literally 6 years ago. Come on, dude. It's not that serious. Stop making that as the literal end-all be-all for this behavior. This is stupid. That's 6 years ago. Come on. If you're going to keep using that, then these are weak-minded individuals. Weak. Their parents built them weak. They lack resilience. Are you serious? Stop this. We can't blame that on everything. Jesus Christ. That is crazy. What the? Did I turn on?
How anyone can help either, but damn. And this was the logical conclusion of this plandemic, the large experiment of isolating people, especially developing kids, for years on end.
The last time you
what does that do for anyone?
Baby, we're not the same. You cut yourself because you're sad. I cut myself because I'm bored.
What the fuck? She says,
there it is.
You cut yourself because you're sad. I cut myself because I'm bored. Clearly mentally ill. Gen Z.
Honestly, I always thought people did that because they was bored when I was growing up. I thought it was just for attention, which ultimately, in a way, it was.
Young girl, not sure if she's in college or not, still in high school. But this is crazy, man.
Letting my anger out on inanimate objects will fucking kill myself.
And that's a parent's problem. Then that's a parenting problem. Because even if it messed with your social life, you're not out here making videos where you're screaming at the thing, crying, and remember, they posted this. Remember, they posted this. They cried, they weaned and whined. Then they did this on stream where it was kind of the heat of the moment. They uploaded this. You are mentally insane. There's no way. We can't complain. Come on, we was all in our houses.
Bruh. And
not
the
just
sad
them.
Thing about this is not only is she mentally ill and probably does this stuff in real life, but she's also doing this for internet clout and attention. Like, she seeks her validations from the internet. The love, the validation that she doesn't get from her IRL family and friends, she's seeking through the internet.
Yeah, but that, but remember, that takes effort. That takes legitimate effort. That takes legitimate effort first to do all that, and most of these people are lazy. They'll take care of their phone before they do any of that.
So, rage bait and clip farming.
Oh my God.
I really don't know why any of this needs to be recorded. What the ultimate...
You need to send her to the gulag. To collect the acorns. First, you have to get them outside. First, you need to get them outside. That's the problem part. Some crazy mentally ill Gen Z individuals are here punching pillows and screaming and yelling. I don't know if she's a feminist. I'm pretty sure she wears a nose ring or some stuff. But, like, she's screaming and yelling for some weird reason and posting on the internet. Their parent is the issue because she's allowing her to do this and have the internet. Because it is. Anyone. Yeah, anyone could be, but it's mostly seen as Gen Z doing this. Mostly.
Purposes outside of trying to go viral.
Here are my New Year's resolutions.
Does it look like an old person to you? Gen Z is a people who are born between the ages of, or they're in their, I think most of them are in their 20s now. But Gen Z, people born between the years of Gen Z, years between 97 to 2012. Like 2012. So if you're born between 97 or 2012, you are Gen Z.
Find a new drug to use. I'm tired of marijuana. Cut myself
All right, bro.
more.
Yikes. And it's sad to say that this young lady right
Yeah,
here is the
97.
perfect example of what a lot of other young
97. If he was born in 96, 1981. So Gen Z and Gen Alpha then. Yeah. But now it could be, we're talking more like late Gen Z, not like early Gen Z. That the cough things.
women are going through right now, like, social media obsessed, looking for validation, physically harming themselves, drug addicted. I mean, good God, how is the population full of people like this, or adjacent to this at least, supposed to carry on the country? Like we're cooked. And then on the flip side, you have other Gen Zers literally using hammers to potentially smash their face in for higher cheekbones. Davidson on Twitter says, Zoomer looks maxers are literally bone smashing. And where do they learn this stuff from? Online social media communities obsessed with looks. They're smashing their cheekbones with a hammer to create microfractured induced growth so they can look like an extreme cold adapted ancient northern East Asian, and you're blackpilling. And by the way, that was a description of a man who looks like this. Yes, like I think Mongolian or, you know, mountain people of like East Asia, Tibetan type people, you know, adapted to cold environments. This was posted in the comment section.
2 areas right here.
Man, I owe it to myself. I'm not saying it.
Hammering. I'm just going to be doing a shorter version. Normally I do it 5 minutes on each side, so 10 minutes in total. I'm just going to do a short now.
God, you're stupid. You're gonna look back on this and be like, God, that was dumb. This is dumb. Like, I'm telling you.
Yeah, you gotta brace your head.
Ladies and gentlemen, like the previous girl before that I showed in the first part of this video. In the second half of this video, this guy is mentally ill. I gotta say, this is also mental.
Thank you. I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to say it. You are mentally ill if you're doing this. Like you're mentally ill if you're trying to do this. No, I don't think they're trying to look Asian. I think they're trying to look like that Chad-like look. You know, Chad's got those cheekbones. I think that's what that is.
Illness. I mean, just look into his eyes, man. There's nothing there aside from trying to fit some kind of arbitrary social physical standard of which he feels as though that he needs to fit. Like when I was a kid, when I was this age, he's probably 16, 17, 18 at max. Maybe he's in college. I don't know. But nobody was thinking about this before 2020, bro. Like this, where did this come from? Was there anybody online literally taking hammers to smash their faces in to potentially get higher cheekbones? And if so, what are the results of that? Clearly, it's going to be asymmetrical because you're not applying the same constant amount of pressure, smashing your face in to get microfractures to get this bone growth. It literally makes no sense. But alas, social media, mental illness, hyper extreme communities, focusing on physical looks and materialism and all this bullshit has led us to this point in society.
And someone's gonna sit here and say, it's capitalism, bro. Capitalism's doing it. No, it's not. It's your stupid parents who are not paying attention to you and not giving you the hug you need and giving you the confidence you need. So you have to do stupidness like this just to be seen because you don't have enough confidence in yourself just to be yourself. Your parents screwed you. Big time. They're not hugging you. They're not taking you out for walks. They're not taking you out to throw ball and talk to you about your day. They're not doing their job. They're not doing their job. And don't tell them they're not, because these kids are uploading this. They're uploading it making tutorials about it. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to what your kids are doing. He looks like he's either between the ages of probably 16, like he said, 16 at max, probably 19. Probably, like, come on. And kids like this are not that bright, so they're not that sneaky either. Trust me, they're not that they're not that smart. They're practically stupid. They do need one. They do need a ladder. They do need ours.
That side. Yeah, Gen Z is cooked, man. Like, where do we go from here?
Nico, what's
like,
going on?
genuinely, where do we go from here, man? David Sun said, we should raise the voting age to 25. At this
yes.
point, genuinely speaking,
yes.
I don't want the majority of Gen Z voting. I'm sorry. After the prefrontal cortex finishes developing, brother in Christ, can we stop parroting this flawed scientific study where people only went up?
I honestly think 30, but
to the age of 25. There's no science backing the full completion of the prefrontal cortex by 25. In fact, the science says it can even extend well into your early 30s.
Yep, I read the 30s. I'm right. I was right. I was right. I was right, bro. I was right. The voting age should be 30. Straight up. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. Straight up. I'm not even kidding. Straight up. I don't care. I don't care. It knocks all you out. And I don't care.
But I understand the sentiment.
All right,
people like the girl that I showed and this guy right here should not be voting in our elections at all. Also, yeah, thank you. Goth Miss Frizzle. She highlights your brain never stopped developing and your prefrontal cortex being done at 25.
I don't know.
I'm glad more people are starting to speak up about this because it kind of like, for the longest time, has been used to kind of like strip people below the age of 25 up with like accountability and like knowing right from wrong as if they're just incompetent. And if so, if that's the case, they shouldn't be able to vote or do anything else important in this life.
Still, I think that's still dumb, but they do that just because they put it at 18 because they know your guys are dumb enough to go. Well, not all of you, but a good some of you, because they want to feel like a hero. So they use that bright-eyed, and remember, like that, they put it at 18 because they like, that bright-eyed individual who wants to be a hero. You know what I'm saying? So you can get drafted. They're not gonna put someone who's old who wants to like live life and stuff. They're gonna put someone who's young and don't have much going on. It makes sense.
25, so pick your poison. Also, I found this quoted tweet. I think this is a quote from the Rat Utopia experiment where basically, oh boy, here's the lore, some rats. Basically, we're put in a controlled environment by this scientist.
Yeah, that's what they want. They need you young and stupid.
And they were given everything they needed: food, water, temperature-controlled environments, unlimited breeding rights, etc.
Yep.
And eventually, from this lack of needing to survive by going out and hunting and doing everything else that natural creatures would do on their own, and having everything literally handed to you, it basically destroyed the rats. Basically destroyed their psyches, and putting creatures like that that are meant to be wild and have purpose outside of a controlled environment, aka artificial unnatural societies, it basically, to sum it up according to Google, led to catastrophic social collapse, termed as behavioral sink, characterized by extreme violence, withdrawal, and maternal neglect, ultimately resulting in population extinct, demonstrating how overcrowding and intense social stress, not resource scarcity, destroys complex societies. And that is the perfect reflection of the society we live in now. An overabundance of everything with no purpose, regulation, and everything basically.
They need young people because if you guys get smart, then that's where they everything falls apart. They need young people. It's easy to manipulate someone who is young, who don't know a lot, than get someone who's much older and has experience and wisdom. So, Island?
Handed to you ultimately leads to a plethora of mental illnesses. Also, in this experiment, there were a group of rats in the population of rats in this controlled experiment called the Beautiful Ones. And they were a group of male mice in John B. Calhoun's Universe 25 experiment who withdrew from all social interaction, focusing only on eating, sleeping, and grooming in overcrowded conditions. Now, who does that remind you of? Looks Maxers. Leading to societal collapse even as the population peaked and eventually died out. Demonstrating severe behavioral breakdown from density, Calhoun's Utopia, designed with ample food, water, and nests, became a behavioral inaugural sync where the beautiful ones represented a failure of social roles, ultimately ending reproduction and causing the colony's extinction, a concept he linked to human overpopulation. Now, I'm not entirely sure about the human overpopulation part, but I will say, though, we are going through this part of the rat utopia experiment in the human population where people only care about eating, sleeping, and grooming themselves. Nothing else. The endless chase and desire of comfort, leisure, luxury, and looks. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're here. And especially with big cities and the overcrowdedness of everything and social media being everywhere, ads being everywhere, inflation and lack of, like, it's just, yeah. I know I went on a bit of a tangent in this video, but hey man, I think we might be cooked. Additionally, I'm hearing reports that the rat utopia experiment is a myth. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about the validity of those claims. Some people are saying it's a myth or it could not be replicated. Not entirely sure, but the concept still remains. Thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this? And yeah, catch you guys in the next one.
All I'm seeing is a lack of parroting. That's it. Honestly, this is just a lack of parroting, because remember, she's uploading this on the internet, so much so that she's making videos on this, and the parents don't hear her throwing and hitting things. Air Force. Air Force. Air Force can, yeah, Air Force. The fact that the military keeps people alive, their existence keeps you alive, because if the Air Force or the Army wasn't around, a lot of countries will invade us and do whatever they want to us. See what happened to Kyiv? You know what I'm saying? See what happened to Kyiv? In Ukraine? That's exactly what happens if your armies are not, if you don't have an army. Because they'll just waltz in and do whatever the hell they want, and then you're in this predicament. And then you have to ask other countries to help you, and then you're under their supervision or their house per se. So it's always best to have an army. So when those these activists saying like, the U.S. Army is horrible, which we have done horrible things. I'm not saying we haven't. But just to say that's horrible, and then all human army people should die or X, Y, and Z, I'm like, you're an idiot. Because those people die, those other countries will come here and take you and do whatever the hell they want to you. And majority of them don't like us. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to encourage that rhetoric. Let me see here. What's the next one? Let me see. I'll do one more video. It says here, I tried animating like a pro. This is Mecha's art bias or abyss.
Hey, Mecha, right?
Yeah.
It's been 2 or 3 months since the next video. No communication? And don't give me that, oh, I'm a regular guy.
I'm just a regular guy.
About that, the next video. Oh, wait. I think I know.
No.
What is this?
Well, it's been a while, and I want to try something I've been failing at for a while now. Hear me out. 2D animation is peak. Anime is peak. I'm always fascinated by how beautiful it is when drawn images are brought to life. It's almost enough to make a grown man cry. Animation is something I've always wanted to do at a very young age, from growing up on Cartoon Network. Hey, and only the 90s and early 2000 kids know this, unlike you younger generation. Getting introduced to anime like my longtime favorites, Fairy Tail and Kill la Kill. Hey! Be quiet over there. I started learning how to animate on my mom's Samsung Galaxy Note 3 using the app called Ferrofluid.
I actually did draw it wrong.
2D animation went on the back burner for me when I got older. I wasn't animating the way I'd like to, and it would take a lot of time and patience I don't have. 2D animation...
I tell you something. This is why a lot of dudes on VR chat gets caught up. But I'll tell you something. This is why a lot of dudes on VR chat gets caught up, because she has a nice sounding voice, and then she has this model that she made that makes her look cute. But like most cases, most cases, the model that most people make does not match up with what they look like.
Is not for the weak. Just take a look at this one over here.
I try my best to do that.
Get some help. But now, I want to give it a go again. So, you may know Kaiser from that one animated video of me, right? For those of you that don't know, he is a pro animator.
Pro animator in quotation marks, please.
Yeah, ignore what he just said, because the word honestly speaks for itself. He worked on anime like Mashal and Digimon, coupled with music videos for artists like Megan Thee Stallion and Dave.
Listen. Take that out.
Right. So
I don't know that.
How to animate like a pro. And
Bro,
to achieving
that's crazy now. It's so crazy now. Anywhere you're associated to that, you're like, oh man, I don't know that. That's crazy.
Okay, slow your roll. But yes, it's about time you actually asked me for my wisdom. So where do you want to start?
What do you mean? Where do I want to start? Just teach me how to animate.
Yeah, but there are different techniques when it comes to animating.
So basically, I'm a noob when it comes to animators and styles of animation. Like, I already have a common understanding. However, I'm not as much of a nerd as I thought I was until I asked Kaiser about it.
Like, what type of animation do you want to get into? Character acting, action animation, effects animation, not to mention the other things we'll need to get into, like timing, spacing, time charts, squash and stretch, anticipation, staging, pose to pose. So do you get it?
I see. I don't get it. After getting injected with
Eight
so
ball
much
model,
knowledge
the
that I
eight ball
thought I had a brain aneurysm.
Okay, Megan.
We're going
What
with
she do?
character.
Wait a minute, Megan?
That's
Wait
the
a
one
minute,
that appeals to me the most. I hopped on a Discord call where I was taught the wave principle
Megan Thee
so I
Stallion?
could start practicing hair animation. As you can see, I'm fitted out in my animator attire. Animators will come for me. I kind of got a hang of what I'm doing. I did my homework so well, my teacher didn't even have anything to say but to glaze me.
Yeah, you're reaching with that one.
Let me have it. I felt like I was unlocking my inner Vincent Chansard.
Oh,
Look at that.
she didn't do
barbs.
nothing. He's
Look at
talking about
the
David.
Spacing.
Don't say that. They're definitely gonna flame you.
Day 2, I've decided to practice more on my own. Yeah, I don't know. I just had to practice some more. Kaiser then sent me this Pinterest post. I decided Pin from Smiling Frames will be my subject of practice for today. It was easy based on the frames demonstrated above. I didn't feel as though this was complete, so I decided to put Lil Pim here in a super soup with a cape too. I was able to brainstorm how exactly the cape would be
It's kind of funny.
thinking about how the wind would interact with the cape while accounting for the weight of the cloth. And what can I say? I'm deserving to be glazed for this one.
I'm not even looking at you.
After those exercises, I felt very confident, brimming with excitement even. I decided that practice is now over. I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, and I've decided to speak to the camera like this to let you know the frustrations that I went through. I'm unlocking my inner Ted Nivison. I've been watching a lot of him lately. I reference YouTubers a lot that inspire me, so shout out to Ted Nivison. He's a real one. Okay, so after practicing how to animate hair, I was feeling on top of the world, okay? I really felt like I'm that goat. Literally. I need you to hold my hand as I go down on a mother-freaking meltdown. I overshot this one. I jumped from learning wave principles to full-on
She got your
character
chair.
acting. I have an illness. That is naivete plus optimism that equals to what you call a fool. I'm a level 5 in Persona 3 Reload with the Fool Arc Inner Guard. I used myself for reference to flesh out the movement for the sequence. From there, I started to lay out the keyframes. I struggled a bit with the first 4 keyframes. They were very choppy. As I map out the 4 frames of the movement, from there it went downhill. You see me blinking? Oh yeah, it was really hard. How do you go from animating hair to doing full-on body movement the next day? Tell me if that makes sense, but that wouldn't do me justice though. Like, that's not what it means to be a YouTuber. I mean,
The chat face?
I'm a delusional person. Like, let me be the Lulu a bit. That's what it's all about. To be a YouTuber, like, oh, you do this? Oh, now I can skip to making greatness. Like, what? The tip Kaiser gave me was to draw the keyframes neatly instead of being loose. For a beginner like myself, this helps to map out the motion better.
At least for the keys, even just for the rough, that the keys are a bit more polished than anything else. You can kind of make the in-betweens and whatever, but as long as like you have a good foundation for the keys, then you can kind of...
I'm really bad at drawing head. I used to be so good at drawing heads, but now I can't.
You sound like Bean when she said that.
I'm a child too.
In-betweens were another thing. You would think that you'd have to add more frames for a smoother animation. That isn't necessarily the case. I was just all over the place, not knowing what to do. I was back and forth. I'm like, the movement isn't coming out the way I want it. And then I came to the realization, like, what I told myself before is that, hey, don't do it exactly how you see it in the reference video. Because I
Some animator chick.
I was hooked. The proportions in some parts were also a bit wonky, so, you know, as we proceed, you'll see me make corrections. Overall, I've got the movement down and cleaned up the frames a bit. I am so behind in this video because when things get a little too hard, I procrastinate.
You've been practicing in the thing. You were out here. You out here practicing that. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Push myself in ways that I wouldn't normally do. That's why I made a channel in the first place. I would normally do this. I'm like, I'll get to it. I'm so happy with the results because I feel like I was about to lose a gang. It was now time to add hair to Momo's head. You know, she's a little bald. Too bald. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, don't forget to, hit the like button and subscribe. Notifications, please. By this time, I was visiting Kaiser. We hung out, which was cool.
Good night, my dude. See you tomorrow. Try to get this thing over.
I brought along my MacBook with me so I can continue animating while visiting. I wish I could show you the time lapse. My MacBook died. I lost the recordings. And you think that's
I'm done now. This is the last video anyway.
Luckily, when I sent the file to Kaiser
Have a good night, Silver.
After that, I didn't continue working on it. Because at Category 5 Hurricane hit Jamaica head on. That's where I live.
Yeah, you're not going home.
Yeah, a lot has happened. That is also why the video was delayed. I went home for my PC and yeah, my mom is doing well. That was a relief. Kaiser said I could stay with him until everything goes back to normal. In the meantime, the grind never stops. If you want to help others that have been impacted by this hurricane, please donate to the Hurricane Melissa Relief, and that will be in the description below. The footage I had so far is for the cleanup process. This is after I brought my PC to Kaiser's place. Along doing this, I went ahead and made changes to the face. Kaiser explained it was as if I was restricting myself. He was right. It made a big difference. I was just afraid others wouldn't notice it was Momo from Dandaran. Just when I thought I was just about done.
Yeah, you see this? Yeah, wrong. Yeah, just go like that. I'm doing that right, you know. This wrong. I'm gonna have to correct the whole thing.
No.
The whole thing, no.
No.
Yeah, see this move? That's not how we move.
I was like, oh yeah.
No,
we're
not your
coming.
buns, bro.
With the time I had left, I had to pull an all-nighter. Taking some of the advice Kaiser gave me, I know I took a huge leap producing a project like this. I'm proud of myself, and I can't wait to practice some more and carry you guys along this journey with me. Like, look at it. There is also Kaiser's version. Comparing his to mine, you have the pro versus the student. Since you guys made it all the way to the end, let me know what you think. You can also follow me over on my Twitch where I stream art and games. Alright, that's it, Gremlins. Raw! Anyways, no one's seeing the end.
Alright, that's the end of that. So, okay, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great night, guys. I appreciate it very much. So, I'm going to finish the rest of this line art and just color everything in so we have this done because I'm not doing this tomorrow. Alright, so have a great night. Just keep safe. Keep doing you guys' thing, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow and all that stuff. Yeah, my dude. It's worth it. Alright, there you guys. I'm out.